And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the LG Ultragear TEC Gauntlet Season 2, powered by W Black and AMD Ryzen Radiant. Because, hey, the action never stops. We're back with the second half of today. And joining me is none other than Floki once again and Quaid, the Baltic baby boy himself, on the right. And honestly, it's going to be an interesting matchup, to say the very least, as we do go on down over to the 8 p.m. games of Enigma going up against the side of Sus Squad. So, Quaid, I'm going to hand over the mic to you. Tell me how you're feeling about this matchup, because Enigma versus this squad, I think that this is going to be an interesting match for sure.
It definitely is going to be an interesting match because in season 2, from everything we've seen, it's been such a helter-skelter because Enigma, they've not lost out a single match at all. And then names like Velocity are getting like a loss from teams that we never expected. And Sus Squad, I know they're good. They're good, but I really think that they are not going to be able to beat Enigma. But considering how much practice all these teams have put in before coming into season 2, I feel like there's a slight possibility of Sus Squad winning this out. So really excited to see if they're going to be able to do that. And again, once the underdogs come out on top, it's always fun to watch.
That is for sure. But at the same time, I want to head on down over on towards the MVP standings to see where exactly the top contenders of this entire tournament are standing upon, and exactly see which teams are going to be holding it down strongly. And Floki, he's vibing. I think that something's up. But at the same time,
Yeah.
Floki, how about your thoughts on the teams, on the players, sorry, on screen right now? Yes, I know exactly that you have betrayed me and we can no longer do our ball stream
Oh
together.
boy,
But if
yeah.
you're vibing, it's completely fine. But at the same time, talk through the
Well, I'm
players, man.
hardcore
And
vibing.
how do you think about it?
Oh yeah, I mean, this is what I was talking about, right? So you won't see any of the top tier teams here on the MVP standings. Now, why is that the case? Why is it that we see True Rippers here? Why is it that we see X? So all these teams that are teetering on the edge of becoming a tier 1, but really are yet to take the top dogs down. Why is it that they're here on the MVP standings? Well, the answer is plain and simple. It's because at the topest tier, at the highest echelon of this Esports Cup Gauntlet Season 2, all the teams are distributing the weight around very evenly. Everyone is doing that work. Everyone is going around getting frags. Either that or the top tier teams are winning 2-0. That's why you don't see them with the highest combat score. That's why you don't see them with the most MVPs. That's why you don't see them up here in these MVP standings. That's why there's True Rippers here, there's Team EXO and Team Reckoning and Team Cohesion.
Yep.
And I think this is very indicative of the teams that are to come. These are the coming of age teams. These are the teams who you want to be keeping your eyes on, because if you turn your, attention away for a moment and you miss a couple of their matches, you might just miss out the moment that these guys ascend from just teetering on the edge of a tier 1 team to actually becoming a top tier team in the country and in the South Asian region and just competing against each other.
I completely agree with you there. All these players, they're star players in the making, and they're already star players, sorry, because if they're here on the leaderboards, you know for a fact that they're going to be tearing you down over and over again. And the fact that SK Wildstar are still going to be able to keep his spot here on the top 4, even though he just has a match right now, just goes to show that how consistent he can be as a professional player and how much firepower he actually carries behind those hands of his as he's holding on to a mouse. But at the same time, we're talking about the MVP standings here. We also do need to talk about the group standings to see exactly where these teams are actually holding up and see how much they're going to be moving up and down depending on what happens right here and right now. And considering the matchups today, Enigma versus Sus Squad, X Tempest, they have a lot to work, because if they're not able to take this win and take a third loss here, Quaint, it could be just about over for them.
Indeed, because I just feel like Enigma is just going to power through to the top. Because, yeah, we saw True Rippers go up against Flamex Serenity yesterday, and that was quite an interesting match. Like, Flamex Serenity, we didn't really think that they were going to be able to get the win, but we still hoped for a 2-1. It came very close to happening, and it was a really good comeback. Because honestly, Troopers, they went all the way to 12-2, and Flamex Serenity, they were on 2 scores on the second map, but they came all the way back and they hit super hard and they tied it off. Not tied it off, more like they finished it off on a 13-11 score, and that is very respectable. That is what I mean. All of these underdog teams that we've never thought would be coming up and just going toe to toe with these top dogs and just showing to them that they are just as good as they are. That's what makes the season 2 so interesting. There's so many new names. Okay, not a lot of new names, but those little bit of new names that we see, they're actually punching back super hard. And the other teams, those who have done really good in the entire season 1 even, they've just come back stronger. Look at Enigma. Look, Enigma was really good in season 1 as well. But right now, they're just unstoppable.
Yeah, when you consider Enigma being able to take down Velocity as well on their previous matchups, and now right here once again on the battlefield to prove themselves. But at the same time, I believe that trying to prove themselves will not be as simple, because X Tempest and now Sus Squad, they're one of those teams that can perform a miracle out of absolutely nowhere. Because you do need to consider something. All of these top dog teams, the juggernauts of our entire region, are slowly but surely getting pulled down from their thrones by all of these lower tier teams. And now they're the one that are on the rise to become the tier one and try to take that position. Because you do need to remember, just yesterday was Team Valor being able to take down GE. So Enigma, they could fall in the same way. But before we talk about the rise and fall of the Kings, we need to talk about the Kings themselves. So let's head on down over onto the team intro for the side of Enigma Gaming, ladies and gentlemen. And Floki, I'm going to hand over the mic to you, my man. Talk us right through the squad, because this squad holds a lot of hearts for everyone in the audience.
Oh yeah, I mean, Team Enigma were definitely one of my most favorite teams to watch in the first season of the Esports Club Gauntlet. They made it all the way to the playoffs. Unfortunately, their run the playoffs was shot a little bit early on, or perhaps a little bit earlier than one might have expected them to. But hey, these guys were not looking bad at all. In fact, if they weren't matched up against Force One that early on, if they actually got a different matchup, I think that they might have made it further ahead into the first playoff season finale. But this time around, these guys are back. These guys are looking strong. Sure, you don't have Ghost on the roster. It is a little bit different, but they still managed to beat Velocity. They're still on top of that leaderboard. And if you look at Velocity, they have one loss, and that one loss is these guys. So these guys, despite them having a new addition, despite them playing, with this what I believe was the substitute player, it's absolutely amazing to watch them, just drag themselves through the mud and ascend to the top and just really start just dethroning the champions, like you mentioned earlier. Global Esports and Velocity, their crowns, they're in danger. Because there's a new kid on the block, and that kid's Enigma Gaming. And I feel if this team just, does not get spotted at all, if people don't give them the respect they deserve, if you don't start watching their demos and VODs now, you're going to be in a world of trouble, because these guys are going to hit you with new strats. And when they make it in the playoffs, well, these guys are going to be the teams to look out for, because they might just eliminate your current favorite team.
Yeah, that's a really important point to consider here, because Enigma, they had a very slow rise to the top, and after their loss of goals, they've been in a pretty shaky position. But now that they have finally worked out the kinks, now that Rafiel is finally able to fill the shoots of goals properly, things are looking up for their side, and hopefully here is another chance for them to prove themselves against the side of Squad. But at the same time, let's see which of these players are going to be shining brighter than my bald head as we head on down over onto the player spotlight for the side of Team Enigma, powered by none other than AMD Ryzen Radiant. And it's going to be none other than the biggest brain astromane that we have, Ezzy. And now, Quinn, give us your thoughts on this, man, because honestly, you know for a fact that he's one of my favorite Astra players.
Indeed. And on top of that, okay, just generally, right? Anyone who picks up an Astra, there's a lot of responsibility on their shoulders. You gotta strategize through the entire thing, and you also have to frag in the same department. And the fact that this guy can manage to do exactly that, 120, 123 KD is not that bad. I mean, yes, it's not above the fraction, it's not above 1, but honestly, when you're playing Astra and you're gonna be helping your team out so well, who needs that? And if you can be doing both at such a good level, honestly, that's one of the best Astra players in the country. And this guy, He's just one of that. He's just one of the best Astra players in the entire country.
Yeah, this guy knows what exactly he needs to do. He knows how to actually help his teammates. And the main reason why we call him one of the best Astros is because he knows how to use his utility to constantly be able to help his teammates and also set themselves up without even them really asking for his help. He knows when to use his gravity wells, when to use his stuns, and when to pop his smokes and put up fake smokes as well. Because you need to remember, ladies and gentlemen, that when Astra pulls back her stars, it pulls up a smoke as well. And the way he coordinates his teammates according to how he uses his stars is an absolute incredible show. It's like an orchestrator just controlling the entire orchestra by just sitting back and relaxing and doing his own thing. So Izzy's one of those players that you really do need to look out for. But at the same time here, ladies and gentlemen, Squad, another team, the underdogs of this entire story, they also deserve the spotlight. So let's head on down over onto the team intro for the side of Team Squad here. And I really do want to highlight this one for you guys, because why are we talking about the underdog so much? Because in this entire tournament, it feels as though in Season 2, all of the underdog teams are the ones rising up to the top. And Squad, they could just be the next one. Don't you think so?
Absolutely. I feel like, in Season 1, Enigma was like close to teetering around the edge. Now it's Squad trying to rise up to the challenge and prove themselves as a dominant tier 2 team. These guys are going to sort of these guys will aim to become the gatekeepers of that tier 1 area. Like if you want to be considered a tier 1 team. If you want to just break and start contesting the likes of Velocity and Global, you want to be the one to beat Sus Squad. Sus Squad, unfortunately, though, their results haven't really spoken in that manner. But hey, you still have a couple more games to prove your worth, to prove your mettle, and who knows, maybe even secure a spot for yourself in the playoffs if the stars do align. No pun intended there. But yeah, I feel like every single player on the line of Sus Squad has had moments where I've just looked at them and be like, wow, these guys can really clutch when needed. These guys are not the kind of players who are very one-dimensional with their utility or very one-dimensional with their play style. They're adaptable on the fly and they adapt to circumstances very well.
That is for sure. But at the same time, let's see who's going to be the most sus person out of the side of the sus squad roster as we head on down over on towards the player spotlight, powered by none other than AMD Ryzen Radeon off the side of sus squad. And now it's going to be none other than Zoid. This guy, he has a lot of firepower on his side, but at the same time, I believe that the consistency could be a problem. Don't you think so, Queen?
Indeed, on a duelist, 100 kills and 102 deaths. Normally, if it were like a sentinel, even for sentinels, to be honest, you need a lot of kills. But for a controller like Astra, like a Viper, it's fine if your KD is not that great. But when you're going to be picking up that Reyna, you know that you got to be getting those heals in. You know that you got to be getting those dismisses in at the right time. And if your KD is not in the positive, it's honestly, you're not playing Reyna that well. But still, this guy's a really explosive player. I love how he plays.
Yes. Yeah, Quinn, you were saying?
Abhi? Can you
Okay.
hear us?
Okay, no. Moving on down forward, I think that Quaint is having a little bit of a technical difficulty coming on down from his end. And to add on to the points that you were saying previously, Zoid is one of those players that, yeah, just as you were saying, Quaint, he can perform incredibly. He can just absolutely decimate the entire server, but from time to time, he just has a little bit of difficulty. And why do you think is the case here, Quaint? Give me your thoughts.
Honestly, it might mostly be because of over-aggression, because we've seen so many times that these players go out into the field and you know that there is a point in a point in time where you're supposed to be falling back, and it sometimes just doesn't work out for you, and you sometimes start aggressing just out of pure frustration. It happens, and it's not because of lack of skill. It's sometimes just a mindset that you got to change. Pretty sure these guys can go for that anyway. But on top of that, we got to think about this. Sus Squad, they're not that new to the game themselves. They might be underdogs, but they're ex-Tempest, if I'm not wrong. Yep. And they've got a lot of experience under their belt. So all in all, they're a pretty strong team. They just have to go that one step further to beat the top dogs in the game.
When we're talking about the teams, we also do need to talk about the battlegrounds here, ladies and gentlemen, because where will the Kings actually go down onto the battlefield or not is going to be decided over on towards the map video screen. So let's head on down over there and see where the battle is actually going to be taking place. And the first initial map is actually going to be Haven here. And Floki, when I consider Haven, Sus Squad, did they just pick up a map that Enigma could decimate them on? Because this is one of the better maps for the side of Enigma.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Enigma are a team that are known for their Haven plays. These guys are so solid on this map. There's no way you're going to be able to contest them. But Sus Squad decided they're going to pick this map up themselves, maybe just trying to throw a curveball, confuse the side of Enigma a little bit. Not that Enigma are going to be phased by it, but at least that seems to me to be the rationale behind Sus Squad picking it up. Or it might just be that this also happens to be Sus Squad's best map, which unfortunately just lines up with Enigma's best map. So they're just stuck in this catch-22 where they're damned if they do, they're damned if they don't. If they don't pick their best map, then they don't have a chance of winning. If they do pick their best map, Enigma might just be better on that. So yeah, unfortunately, they are going to be playing it out on Haven first. But the second map is something that Enigma has been experimenting with since Season 1, and that is Breeze. I've seen them pick this map up a couple of times. They've looked promising on this. I remember Badman and his Cypher setups towards B side every single time. It's a thing of beauty just to see everyone just get caught into those tripwires time and time again, and him getting free kills on the back of that. So yeah, this is something that is a little bit surprising for the fact that Sus Squad pick up Haven, but you know what? Hey, sometimes you have to power through it. Sometimes you just have to be like, okay, you know what? This might be the enemy's best map, but this is also our best map. We just have to go at it, see who's the better person, and then pick up the pieces, whatever's left, and fix it and put it back together so we can come back stronger. And I mean, if they can do that, all fine and dandy. I'll be okay with them Even if they manage to, even if they end up losing this eventually, if they do, cross that 7 to 8 round mark, if they reach 8 to 9 rounds, I'm going to be very convinced from Sus Squad. I'm going to be like, okay, you know what? I totally understand where you guys are coming from. You just need to fill in a couple of holes, and then maybe, who knows, you can beat other teams on Haven. Until you test it against strong teams, you're never going to know how strong you really are, right? So it's just one of those things that you have to do. And kudos to Sus Squad for just going out on the limb and being like, we're going to play Haven. Doesn't matter what the consequences are.
Yeah, Haven is going to be a really difficult map indeed, but the more difficulty is going to be where they have to play on the map of Breeze. And I still remember back in Season 1, they had a really rough time going up against Enigma, I do believe, as they picked up Breeze once again. So this is technically a pseudo-revenge story. It was Enigma taking them out in the exact same fashion, and are they actually going to be able to play properly on Breeze? Is going to be the real question as well here, ladies and gentlemen. But before we do head on down over onto the caster's desk, so Flurry, before I send these two over on towards the caster's desk, we're going to be on our usual segment of hating the casters. Last time around on this episode, it was Floki pulling off something a little bit questionable and then just pulling the entire hate towards it. But this time around, it's going to be another time to ask exactly what do you guys think? What are your predictions, starting off with you, Queen? Which team is going to move it out here?
Honestly, as ouchy as this might seem, I feel like it's going to be a 2-0 with Enigma winning it out. Now, yeah, I've said this before that it might be a wild card sort of thing. We're seeing a lot of these underdog teams come up and just give a punch to the face for all of the top dogs over there. But at the same time, the map selection is what concerns me. Like we already covered, the map of Haven, that is a really strong map for Enigma over there. And on top of that, Breeze is the kind of map that most people tend to avoid. And now the fact that Enigma is going to be picking that up, it's honestly like Omen's paranoia, and they're just making everybody paranoid. And they're playing to the other team's fears. And I really think that at least Breeze is going to be won out by Enigma. And on top of that, Haven being a strong suit for them too, I feel like it's going to be a 2-0. But if anything at all, since Sus Squad did pick up the map of Haven, if they do win it out, it might be a 2-1 because Bind is a really wild card map and anybody could be winning it out, but I'm going to be leaning towards Enigma for this one.
What are your thoughts on this one, Fulton?
I'm going to be a bit of a dreamer. I'm going to say, overtime, Haven, maybe Sus Squad's going to pull it out. Maybe it's going to be 14-12 or something like that. It's going to be hard. It's going to be arduous. Haven is not going to be an easy victory for them, but it's going to go the distance. I feel like it's going to be a 2-1. In favor of Enigma, of course.
Yeah, statistically, it should be Enigma winning everything out. So Squad, pretty much the entirety of the audience, sorry to say, but they're going to have a really rough time. And if they're able to pull this win, hey, they're going to pull off a Team Valorant, take down one of the juggernauts of this entire region. Will they be able to take out the Titans, though, ladies and gentlemen? That's going to be the real question. Place your votes down below in the chat box and see if you're going to be the analyst as well, or if you're going to be winning everything out here. But at the same time, I'm going to be sending these two over on towards the caster desk. And we're going to be back with the real shortly with the LG Ultragear TEC Gauntlet Season 2, powered by W Black and AMD Ryzen Radiant. We'll catch you in just a little bit after a short word from our sponsors.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to LG Ultragear presents the Esports Club Gauntlet Season 2, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. My name is Fluky. Joining me for this one's going to be Quaint. We have Enigma going up against wait, I was going to say Tempest for some reason. There's something really wrong with me. They're going up against Sus Squad, apologies. Not Tempest, ex-Tempest players in Sus Squad now. But yeah, the map veto looks a little bit like this. It's Haven followed by Breeze and Bind. Very interesting to see that Sus Squad actually picked up a map which we discussed was one of the stronger, maps in the arsenal of Enigma Gaming themselves. So, I mean, you predicted it to be a 2-0. I predicted it to be a 2-1. Having put that aside, what do you think of the agent selection coming through for both of these teams? What do you think we're going to be seeing from these two teams? If you were to make any guesses, I mean, do you think we're going to see something new? Are we going to see a KO here? Are we going to see some Sky? What can we expect?
Well, to be honest, even when Sus Squad was playing under the name of Tempest, right? They never stuck with a singular sort of lineup, right? So I'm not really sure about them. But Enigma Gaming always has this way of going back to their defaults. And we know that God Vexy is going to be on that Sova. But in the map of Haven, again, it's just going to be the defaults. We're going to be seeing an Astra, a Sova, maybe a Cypher, maybe not, maybe a Reyna. And I'm pretty sure, yeah. So that'll cover the smokes. There'll be an initiator. And it's just going to be the default setup that Enigma always goes for. On the side of Sus Squad, though, I'm not really sure how they're going to be countering that, but considering how good Enigma Gaming is with their default lineups and the fact that they can play that default lineup on any map, I'm pretty sure Haven is going to be a really tough, play for Sus Squad.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like Haven is going to be pretty difficult in the event that, Enigma do decide to just, go full no mercy mode and they end up getting only a couple of rounds on their offense, which let's not kid ourselves. Yeah, Haven offense is probably a little bit easier than Haven defense. Especially, I mean, unless you have a Sage, then Haven defense can be just fine too. But yeah, Haven offense is one of the easier sides to start on, and that's where Sus Squad are going to be starting because Enigma Gaming is going to start out on defense on that map. And this is where things get a little bit interesting. So the agent select, as we know, is always affected by which side you're starting on. Do you think we're going to see Hiccup pick up the Sage on Enigma as he used to do on Haven? Or do you think he's going to pick up another duelist in the Phoenix or the Reyna, perhaps?
Phoenix. I'm telling you, this guy just loves this Phoenix. And I feel like it's really satisfying for him whenever he picks up that curveball. So yeah, I think he's just going to be going for that Phoenix today, man.
Fair enough, man. You just handed it to me straight. But yeah, I agree with you. I feel like Phoenix is just one of those agents that really vibes well with Hika. Hika is one of those players who, is absolutely not afraid to go in first. He'll happily loves the, he'll happily go in first and be the person to get those entry frags. Doesn't mind the fact that sometimes he might have to die in the attempt. He just likes the glory of, being the guy who goes in, gets those kills for his team, secures the plant, and then the round is done and dusted. But yeah, Hika has also been somewhat of a clutch master for his team, as and when required. I've seen multiple times this guy just pull rounds out, which Enigma has no business of winning whatsoever. Yeah. One particular moment comes to my mind, which I also think was posted on the Instagram of the Esports Club Gauntlet. Do make sure that you follow us on all our social media, by the way. But yeah, it was him getting a 3K on a Sage with a Classic in a round where they were down 3 players. I think it was a 2v5, and somehow he got a 3K and turned that round around completely on its head. It was insane to look at. So yeah, I mean, if you've been keeping up with them, then I mean, Enigma's not a team to be underestimated. But this time around, Hiccup picks up the Sky. Quait, this is a little bit different, isn't it?
Of all the things, a Sky. Honestly, I was not expecting that. I was really expecting him to go for that Phoenix, because whenever I've seen him play on Haven, it's always that Phoenix that he goes for. And here's the thing about Hika. Like you said, right? This guy's not afraid of pushing in and going in and being the first one to get a frag. Problem is, whenever he does that, right? Sometimes it doesn't work out for him, but he keeps doing it. He keeps aggressing, and it honestly doesn't help his teammate much. But on his good days, he just like keeps going at it like a freight train. So it honestly is like an Alu moment of sorts. So I hope he's having one of his good days. But even if he's not having one of his good days, his teammates are there to back him up. And I'm just surprised that he's gone in for that Sky. Now, he always likes to play with splashes. So Reyna, Phoenix, and Sky, they're really good choices for him. But I feel like the only reason he's gone in for the Sky is because he must have been practicing a lot. Otherwise, he wouldn't like normally just go away from his usual Phoenix pickup, would he?
Absolutely. I mean, I feel like Phoenix is a lot more straightforward in terms of his execution as well, right? Doesn't take a lot of, skill to just throw those curveballs out unless you're trying to bounce them off the wall, put them behind you, do something funny with that. I've seen a couple of players do that, but haven't really seen it on the Gauntlet so far. But yeah, that Sky definitely comes to my mind as one of those agents that does have a bit of a skill curve. Maybe it's not the highest skill ceiling, but you can definitely learn a few flash lineups for your Sparrows where you can fly them out in weird ways, get full blinds out, and maybe peek on the back of your own flashes, which I do believe is something that Hika is going to do. As we see Enigma sat in their boot camp, getting ready for this match, and on the other side we have Sus Squad, all the 5 players from their individual eyes. In fact, Derek Sword has a nice little disco party going on in the background of his own. So, yeah, I mean, he's having
vibing.
fun. Absolutely, he is indeed vibing. But let's be a little bit honest. What do you think about the setup coming in from the side of Enigma? They've put the Killjoy utility on C. Killjoy herself might be playing towards Garage. I know that is something that Batman likes to do. In the meantime, you have the Ezzy Astra playing towards B, and everyone else, the Soa and the Jet, playing towards A.
Really even distribution of the players, and I'm loving it. And look at that, off the bat, Raw Fuel is being very aggressive, and it isn't Hika this time to be the aggressive one. But yeah, I love this setup because it gives Killjoy a lot of opportunities to control a lot of sites on the side of C, and it really works out for them. But look at this. It's gonna be Sus Squad instead of push in and get the kills for themselves, but Raw Fuel's not gonna be having any of it, and he's getting a couple of kills for himself anyway. Cringy picks up the pace, just defeats the tyranny of Raw Fuel, takes out another player for God Vexy. There's only so much he can do with a classic in his hand, and now the player advantage, Floki has gone to the side of Sus Squad. Off the bat, really aggressive. I wasn't really expecting that much of an aggression from Sus Squad.
Oh yeah, and there you go. Cringy's even gonna find that final kill to finish things off as he takes out Badman, a 4K for Cringy to start things off. And guess what? The pistol round, it goes the way of Sus Squad here. Now, in all honesty, in all retrospect, if you've been watching Enigma, you know, yes, these guys are not good at their pistols. They tend to lose it out a couple of times, but it's the comeback you gotta keep your eye on because yeah, sure, while they might give up another free round here, once that buy round comes in, this team is going to look completely different. So it might be a little bit too early to start celebrating if you're a Sus Squad fan, but do make sure that you keep an eye out for what Enigma are doing, because they could catch you off guard and pick up a few kills here and there, despite this being an eco for them. And guess what? That's exactly what Raw Fuel has done. Purchases the Marshal, puts a bullet square in the head of that Cypher. Easy, he's gonna find God Vexy elsewhere in return, but it's still a 4v4 scenario. Sure, the weaponry favors the attackers a little bit, but yeah, that Marshal still needs to be respected to an extent. Raw Fuel. Oh my god, Zoid! Despite being stuck in the gravity well, he blows Ezzy's head clean off. And that's it, round's done. 2 players coming in from the defense to try and make something happen, but with Classics, it is a dream.
Honestly, Floki, can we talk about what a risky move Zoid put up? He bought a Vandal on the second round. Second round of the entire game. And that's not something that you see every day. Okay, you know what? Screw every day. You don't see that often at all. Like, it's very rare. And the fact that he picked it up was a huge risk, but yeah, it worked out for them. But here's the thing. This is what Season 2 is all about. It's been such a topsy-turvy season, and all of these teams that we've never seen performing so well before have just come out and started shining, and Sus Squad seems to be one of them. Yes, I know that these are just the first 2 rounds, but just based off these 2 rounds, it's just impressive to watch them go at Enigma, and Enigma just not being able to do anything, at least for the first 2 rounds. But here's where it changes up. Like you said, a full buy has come in from the side of Enigma, and Raw Fuel, he is going in for the aggression, but the camera has come at the right time, and he has to fall back because he has been spotted out. On the other hand, everybody else from the side of Sus Squad are going to be going in for a C take, and they're kind of spreading it out. They're just waiting for a few flanks, and they're just trying to get individual kills. But Badman being the bad man that he is, gets a first kill on the side of Sus Squad anyway. And honestly, player advantage has gone to the favor of Enigma Gaming. But I don't think it's going to be lasting for long because Sus Squad, they have to go in for that rotate, and God Vexy is right there on A side to take them right down. Now, if they manage to execute it properly, they could go for a proper A take, but I feel like they're just going to be sticking that C side take anyway.
And mind you, all of this was set up because Rawfield decided that early on he's going to try to play a little bit aggressively towards that A main area, asked this Astra for a smoke, went up there, baited up the Cypher utility, fell back, and realized that they're not pushing in. So they had an idea that this garage or B push might be incoming. Batman went for the peek and he got the kill, and now they're trying to push into a site slowly but surely. The backup is already arrived. This might be a bit too late. Fortunately, the Spike's in a good position, so they can switch things up, maybe go towards B if that Soa finds an opening, but so far it's just Batman shutting down every single attacker, while Ezzy, the anchor on B, is just waiting for that Soa to walk into his trap. Raw fuel? Yep, that timing's gonna be perfect. The spike has been dropped, the jig is up, and the round's gone. Enigma, the first buy round, and they win it very convincingly. All 5 players alive, economy being built.
Now, here's the thing about the map of Haven, right? Like, yeah, it's kind of a flying capping map, and you really roam about the entire map without, you know, taking too much damage, and you can honestly take individual 1v1s just because of those narrow alleyways. But against a team like Enigma, you honestly are going to be finding strength in numbers. And then I've said this many times before, Valorant is a game where you are always going to find strength in numbers. The Sus Squad are going to be splitting up and going in for, like, really spread out takes. I don't think they're going to be able to shut down Enigma.
Oh, yeah. There you go, right away. Those 2 smokes are going to be used along with the gravity well to keep them there and prevent that push from coming in. Rockview, feeling aggressive, is going to go forward but get double peaked.
I know exactly where
and there you go, that's a Cypher neural theft coming into play. Those 4 kills they found early on, paying dividends now as God Vexy gets the trade and takes out Gaga. That's a lot of gas. But in the meantime, to the A main side, you have Ezzy just holding on and taking out Zoe. God Vexy playing around the smoke, but Cringy takes him out. Still an even 3v3 affair. Enigma, he can try and find these kills, but Ezzy takes out Ezzy, shoots the better Astra, but Hiccup peeks out and gets a double for himself. Cringy is gonna find himself 3, but he's so low, only 7 points of life, and Batman, he's healthy. He knows where the spike is, he knows where the Cypher was, and guess what? He has some utility waiting towards C as well, but he sees the Cypher and takes him out, and that's the end of that.
Honestly, Fluky, that was a really good take by Sus Squad, wasn't it? Like, exactly at the moment where it was telling that they should be finding strength in numbers, they just win it as a unit. And Raw Fuel obviously is not going to stand a chance when you're faced up with 5 players. Even if you get like 1 at the maximum, even through that smoke, you are going to be taken down. And that was a really good start, but I'm not really sure why Gaga just went in for that push alone. And yeah, I feel like he broke you a little bit with his name, and we might want to, you know, change his name up. Otherwise, I feel like you're just going to be a little bit broken at the end of the day. Don't want that happening now, do we, Floki? But at the same time, speaking of broken things, I'm not really sure. It's partially there. Sus Squad's, you know, strategy is partially there. They're going together as a team, but they're not sticking with it.
Oh my god.
Exactly. He just gets tapped out by Ezzy, but Ezzy is just going to be showing his skills anyway. Gets a kill, gets a second, and now the economy is not there in the hands of Sus Squad, right? So they can't really do much, and any damage that they're going to be doing right now is good damage. And that beautiful one tap that came out from their side, honestly, just because of that, I'm just going to call it a good day for them.
Absolutely. Today was a good day, and guess what? Because Enigma haven't been too keen on getting that operator online early on, Rawfield has been going for these aggressive plays. He's been the one to play in their face to find those early picks. Early on, it was aggression towards sewers. This time around, it's aggression in mid. Sure, it doesn't work out, but still, the information being relayed over allows his teammates to clean up. And now, look at the options that the attackers have. It's so few. They just squeezed on the map. They have to walk into one of these traps and make something happen. The only other option is sneaking back into towards A main, but it's too late for that too.
Yeah, and on top of that, they've given out a lot of audio notifications, so the entirety of Enigma know exactly where they are, and they have to just hold their positions and wait for them to push in. But I love how Enigma is respecting the decisions of Sus Squad, and they're not aggressing and going in for that hunt. And at this point, if Sus Squad gets even a singular kill and manages to pick up even a singular gun, that's gonna be a round well done. But I'm not really sure if they can, because Zoid has given out the audio, and obviously Batman is gonna be peeking out to get that kill, and Hitka is gonna be joining in. And honestly, that was not that good of a decision, was it, Poke? I don't know why they split up when they have pistols in their hands.
Yeah, they just got picked off, you know, left, right, and center towards that mid area and towards the main area. But hey, you know, sometimes you feel, you know, you can outgun the opponent, you can out-aim them. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but that's okay. You know, you got to take those risks because the risk-reward ratio is just, you know, way too high. Who knows? If you get 2 one-taps in separate places, you're going to send the defenders in a bit of a frenzy there. They're just going to be scrambling to get around the map because they don't know where the hit's going to be coming from. But for the time being, it seems that Enigma are gonna get that operator online. Rawfuel's gonna pick it up, and his sights are set towards the A main area. And guess what? It seems that Susquad has been keeping tabs on the money over on the side of Enigma, because they are not peeking A main at all. They're playing it super defensively. Cypher just making sure that he plays the anti-lurk, just make sure no one's really able to sneak up on them and find a pick here and there. And Enigma so far, they have, been forced to use a couple of their Astra smokes, but that's okay. Batman, he's still healthy, his nanoswarms are still available, and he has Zika to help him out with the Seekers as well as the Wolf when the time comes.
Well, look at this now. The Astra from the side of Enigma is going to be going in for that mid push, and the Cypher, the bad boy Cringy, is going to be standing right there to take him down. But no, looks like Astra is going to be seeing him first and taking him down in spite of the Hunter's Fury. That was amazing by Ezzy over there, but it's not going to be helping Susquad much because the timing! Gaga spots out Ezzy at the right time and takes his head clean off. And God Vixie, the poor soul, is still waiting there, hoping for a push to come in, but he's not going to be having that satisfaction anytime soon. Still an even Stevens 4v4, and honestly, I'm waiting for the entire team to go in, but no, it's Gaga going in alone to get at least a singular pick, and that was a really risky move, but here we go. Rawfuel, I thought was going to get the first kill, but no! Zoid is the one who gets the first kill on him. An Opera against the Vandal. The Vandal reigns supreme. 11 seconds on the clock, Loki. Not a lot of time to play around with. They have to make their decisions quick. They have to make their decisions fast, or Enigma Gaming, they're just going to be rushing in, and they're going to be getting those kills for themselves. Gaga at a really good position right now. Honestly, that flank could be working out for him. But at the same time, if somebody's going to be flanking him right now, that's just going to be a day well done. And it's the player advantage is also on their side. There was a really well-executed round, and they've got nothing to fear for, and they don't have to also go in for the rushes. They don't have to go in for the hunt. They know that, Enigma Gaming's economy is not that bad, so it's a decent round, and they also get the win. So 3-3 so far, Floki, and I'm loving the flow.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you only want to go hunting if you know that your aggression is going to immediately result in a deduction of a rifle or two from the enemy team. That's not the case with Enigma. They have the money. They're just going to call for the save. They're going to have enough for an operator as well in the next round, so they're not really concerned that they gave away an operator. Rawfuel's going to get a second chance, and this time around, he's probably going to learn from his mistakes. What happened there was that Zoid actually saw his body before Rawfuel himself saw Zoid. So he knew that he was going to come there, and as soon as he peeked, he got his head blown clean off because Zoid was more than ready. And this is what I was talking about earlier, right? Enigma, even though they're known to have a very, very strong Haven, as Susquad, you have to take these chances. You have to test your mettle against them. You just have to, go in like a battering ram and try and figure out who's stronger, the door or the battering ram. And in this case, it seems that Susquad are definitely keeping up with Enigma. But the real backbreakers, the real straws that break the camel's back are going to be in these couple of rounds. Because whoever wins these wins the economy, and whoever wins the economy wins the half. So, yeah, it's going to be Gaga going up first. That sentry actually slows him down a little bit as it spots him out, and the Astro Smokes come through to help them out, and Rawfuel elsewhere has found Zoid, so that's the opening pick that they were looking for. Thankfully, the spike has not been dropped, so yeah, there are not going to be any rotations just yet. That's be good for them. The spike was in a safe position. It's going to be retrieved by the Astra, and Gaga, he's going to look for an opening towards mid, an area that has been left somewhat open by the side of Enigma.
Yeah, indeed. They're looking to capitalize on that B side because they know that Rawfuel is going to be holding that A long position with that operator. Ooh, that was really, really close. But now Rawfuel knows exactly where the Sova is. I hope. I'm pretty sure he saw him, but if he didn't, honestly, Kubrick could be getting that kill on him. But it's just Kubrick soloing this out. He's going to try to put his recon dart in, and the rest of his teammates are going to be going straight into B side, and that was a really good bait, not going to lie. Because honestly, I'm pretty sure that Rawfuel over there was pretty sure that an A main push was going to be coming in, but that's not going to be the case because the entirety of Susquad has gone in over to B side and they have planted the spike down. Now the defenders, Killjar lockdown is going to be coming in, but I don't really know if it's going to be working out for them. But look at this, Cringy gets a kill. He is going to be going for the second. The ultimate is going to be coming out. The neural theft has spotted him out, and it's going to be classics, but Rawfuel is going to be raiding Supreme. It got chimes in, gets a kill on AZ, but it's still Susquad raiding Supreme, and it's all down to Rawfuel with his operator to clutch out the round. Such an intense round, Floki, and I'm loving what Susquad is putting out because I have not seen the set of Susquad before.
Oh yeah. Enigma probably going to be scratching their heads as to wondering where the hell did this team come from and why are we losing to them, because as of now, they haven't really been successful in winning the rounds that should have been theirs. I mean, they are losing out time and time again to these sort of buys coming in. And now I think it's probably going to be an eco unless they can scrape together a buy, which might include a couple of Spectres. No, they're not going to do anything dirty like that. They want clean stuff. They're going to pick up whatever they can without hurting their economy too much. And that's about it. But yeah, it was a bit of a funny moment. The Astra goes into the astral plane. The Jet misses the operator shot, takes out a knife, misses the knife, switches to the classic. A bit of a dance around, but in the end, it is the Jet who is able to win that duel and make sure that that operator, it sees the light of day in the next round.
Yep, and okay, look at this. Rawfuel is finally going to be taking mid control, and it's not going to be going in for the usual A for this. I feel like that's going to be working out for them, but at the same time, I feel like I am a little too blame for Enigma not being really comfortable today, because I remember telling yesterday that they are having a really good time and they haven't gotten a single loss, and I might have jinxed it with Loki.
Oh yeah, because it seems that they didn't really get into the site, they didn't really getting into the site scot-free. They didn't really have a lot of weaponry to keep them out, but oh my god, so
ouchie.
Yep, he gets a through kill, manages to take out the operator as well, take it out of commission. They might just want to save that, take it into the next round, so I wouldn't be too surprised if they just, I don't know, died to the spike or something. I'm not too sure if that's the case. They might not know! Cringy! The Spidey sense sting takes out Hika.
Okay.
As now, God Vexy is trying to go for the glow in his flank, but is he going to get checked? Yes, he is. Gonna get one kill from the front. He's not pushing just yet. If God Vexy got a second one, maybe he would have been you know, a little bit, you know, motivated to go and spring into the action himself, but at the end of the day, his teammates got his back, so doesn't really have to worry about that. Enigma, down 2 rounds in this first half so far. It's just, it's still early beginnings here, but the fact that Susquad have managed to find 5 on offense is really, really good, especially against a team like Enigma, who just beat Velocity and showed us what they're truly capable of. I mean, this has to be a morale boost if you're Susquad.
Indeed, and I feel like Enigma might be able to pick it back up on the attacker side, because we know how aggressive they can be and we know their executes. But I still feel like on top of that, on the second map at least of the day, which is what? It's going to be Breeze, right? I feel like Breeze is going to be a much easier map for Enigma, and I feel like we actually might be ending up seeing a 2-1. So we may never know. We're going to be waiting for that, but so far, Susquad is looking super strong. And yes, we've covered this before. It's kind of an attacker-sided map when you're playing on the map of Haven, but it's not always. If you're not going to be using your utilities, which surprisingly Susquad are doing really well, it's not going to be working out for you, but they're doing it and it's working out for them really, really well, Floki.
Oh yeah, look at that. I mean, I think Jet has been set up perfectly from the side of Susquad. Dark's going to be holding that corner because he wasn't spotted, and picking up whoever decides to come out on this lurk. The unfortunate chap decides it's time to get a backstab going, but for the time being, I like the patience coming in from the side of Susquad. They just trying to feel Enigma out, but Enigma, stoic as always, they've not really shown their hand. They've been rather severe so far, and now this looks like they're going to be stepping in. It's going to be a 5v5 retake as Trinity is going to try to go for the point and opening, but Rawfuel takes him out. Rawfuel gets another kill on the Zoid. Batman's going to find the third one on easy, and one spike has been planted. What? He was on the Q-bricks! That flick of the rest, and he finds 2 heads. He gets a third one as well. What is this man eating? I want to have some of that too. It's a 2v2 situation now. God Vexy is going to throw out some shock darts, see who it lands on, but it doesn't do any damage. It doesn't do squat. And Cubics is still healthy until Batman comes in, takes him out of the fight. Gaga down with the operator. Darik's not trying his best, but in the end, Batman bests him, and that's the end of that. The operator's going to be recovered. And boy, oh boy, for a second I thought Kubricks was just gonna rip Enigma a new one.
Jeez, he honestly started to, Floki. What was that flick? He just sprayed France for them to hell. And that was so beautiful to watch. But yeah, okay, so Badman though, like on the Killjoy, I really like him to Killjoy, but I really wanted him to play a Cypher. And I think that he would have gotten a little more control with the Cypher, but nonetheless, not too bad. Not too shabby, and honestly, it's because of Batman that they want that brand out. Because if he didn't jiggle that the way he did, honestly, I feel like Gaga would have gotten that kill, and it would have been it for Enigma Gaming. But finally, we were seeing a 4-5 score, Floki, and a little bit more hope for Enigma. But then again, I'm still waiting for the attacker side. But so far, what I'm seeing from Susquad is a totally different team. And okay, I've got to give it to Batman. Those jiggles are just beautiful.
Oh yeah, I mean, Batman is an absolute beast on those jiggles, but this time around they've managed to man-force their way into this side. There's no one who's stopping the dust yet. Batman's not going to find that first kill. Hiccup trying to go forward and pick up that radar is going to be successful. So he's managed to survive for a little while longer. That Hawk actually saves his life as it gets destroyed. That was so close. He's going to try and throw out the Wolf. AZ. He's trying to get that kill, but it's all set up for Off to come and find a pick for himself as they continue crossing over. Q breaks and Cringy. They're still surviving. Got Lex, he's gonna get taken out. He got so much damage over to Ezzy, but Ezzy is gonna be spotted thanks to that neural theft, the third neural theft of this half. Guess what? He's gonna get. Oh, Cubic did not actually find the kill. This is starting to become a bit of a problem here. Cringy's coming, but Ezzy's managed to duck himself into a corner. The recon is gonna reveal him. The class is gonna be pulled up from Cubrix, and this is insult to injury as Cubrix goes forward and puts a hole straight in his head. Ah boy, Sasquatch, that round was a little bit labored, but in the end they do manage to take it. And Enigma, their defense looking a little bit shoddy over here, Quaint. As they've only found 4 rounds on it so far. If they don't start stepping up soon, then it seems that Sasquatch are going to run away with the advantage in this half.
Indeed. And they're living up to their name, Sasquatch, because honestly, I've never seen them play like this before because they're playing so well. And that's exactly what is tripping up Enigma. They're like, okay, we played with these guys before, we know what they're going to be able to do, but this is a totally new team. And the way they're holding the side, the way they're executing everything, the way they're going into the thing is just amazing. And on top of that, Cubrix's aim today is on something else. And whatever, like you said, whatever he is having, I want some of that too. And look at that, we're going to be seeing another aggressive take onto C's side again. And right now, Enigma Gaming doesn't have a lot of guns to play around, but so this is kind of a given for the side of Sasquatch. But still, it's not going to be like Enigma Gaming is not going to be picking up a few kills at least. Hika has managed to pick up a Phantom for himself, and I feel like he could be dishing out a lot more damage right now. But I don't really think that Sasquatch should be going in for the hunt, but Zoid, in spite of going in for the hunt, is going to be picking up a kill. Brings it down to 2 players from the side of Enigma Gaming. Not looking good for them at all. And Hika is probably missing his Phoenix flashes right now, Floki.
Absolutely is. Zoid's gonna spot another and take him out. The invis comes through, and there you go, direct shot, just a running Spectre headshot. You know, nothing too cheeky there. As Sasquatch now starting to teabag their opponents a little bit. Okay, they're feeling themselves. And Enigma, they just looking like they got hit by a truck that they never saw coming. And that truck, its name is Sasquatch. These guys are just catching them off guard. Fortunately, Enigma are gonna have one more buy round before they close this half out. So maybe they have a chance to bring it back, make it a 5-7 half, make it hurt a little bit less when they go over on the attacking side. But you have to remember, this is not going to be easy for them because they are, you know, time and time again getting caught out by those opening frags that the Cypher has found them. A bit of an Odin spam coming in, doesn't really connect on anyone, but what it has set up for is direct shot pushing in towards Garage. He could have gone in further, but realizes that there's no one there and there's no point pushing in because the Killjoy setup is likely there and his jig is going to be up. But yeah, for the time being, you can see that the rest of the team on the side, the rest of the members on the side of Enigma, they are not very keen on taking map control. They're playing super passively. This is classic Enigma. They're not venturing out to see what's there, you know, and stick their head out of the car and see you know, where's the oncoming traffic at? Well, now they're gonna throw out a recon dart, which is instantly gonna be destroyed. Should give them some semblance of what's about to come. But look at the spot that Gagaga is in. He's gonna be able to take out that Killjoy turret to start things off on B and just go away, courtesy of that smoke. Great stuff by him. But yeah, I mean, all Sasquatch are doing right now, toying with their food, although it has cost them 1.5 minutes. And guess what?
Left.
They've decided it's time to commit, and it's going to be an A-side commitment for them as they throw their double smokes. God Vexy in a good position. Zoid is going to get taken out as well. God Vexy is good for 2. It's
One enemy remaining. Spike down.
That's
A.
it. This round's over. It's both a very good clutch. This one's over. Enigma, they're gonna take. Well, they're not gonna be the ones to take this half. In fact, it's gonna be the side of Sasquatch to take this half 7-5, and they're gonna be very, very happy about that as they go in the defensive half. But there's gonna be a bit of a difference for them. They are not gonna be working with the Killjoy. They are working with the Cypher, and I feel that somewhere or the other, Queen, that might prove to be a problem because this Cypher setups, they can get a little bit predictable.
Exactly. They can get a little bit predictable, but nonetheless, whenever that trapwire is like taken now, it always gives out a little bit of information, and that information is always going to be key. So I really think that Batman could have gone for Cypher, and I always love this guy on a Cypher because this guy's just a god on Cypher, and I've seen him top frag with that Cypher gameplay too. So I'm not really sure if that Killjoy was the wisest of ideas, but this is where it gets interesting because now they're going to be going in for the attack side. And their executes are just something to be amazed by because those smokes come at the right time. They go in with full synergy, and I feel like they're going to be getting their rounds back. But like you said, 5-7 is a really good score for Sus Squad over here, and they're going to be really proud of it. And they're going to be going in confidently and holding the sights down confidently. And look at the setup over here. They're not wasting any time. Now that they know that there's nobody on A side, they're not even going to waste any time on that. They've devoted all their resources to C and B, and that just works out for them because everybody from the side of Enigma are looking to capitalize on that B and C position. Now, we do have God Vexy looking for that flank there, but I feel like he might go in and onto A side to just see if anybody's there. And if he sees that it's going to be clear, I feel like he's going to be giving the rest of his teammates the call that, yeah, A side is clear. We should probably go take A. And the rest of the teammates are just probably going to be holding up B and C. But if that call is not going to be coming in anytime soon, Sus Squad is going to be walking into a trap, but they're going to be walking into a trap together. Enigma just managed to miss both of their shots, and it's going to be Quincy taking both of them out. AZ over here is not going to have the best of times. He's going to be taken out because the rest of the 3 players from the side of Enigma are going to be pushing down B, C main, down C long, and the entirety of Sus Squad is there to push it back and push it back with force. They will, Floki, and Sus Squad, my god, 5-8 score with a really decent economy, and this second round of the second half is also probably going to be going over to them because they've got a Cypher to give them the information, they've got the guns, and this is going to be a surefire second round win for the side of Sus Squad. And over here, all I see is a good momentum flow right now.
Absolutely. I mean, you can see the hunger in these guys. These guys are very, very eager to prove themselves and to get those, wins against these top-tier teams. Cringy this time around, he's gonna set up towards the A side where he expects the hit to come. Not like it's really gonna make all that much of difference whether the Stripfires work or not because they have the economic advantage. But yeah, good to see what the Cypher setups look like, at least from our point of view. But yeah, to start things off, it seems that Enigma have been caught a little bit off guard. They weren't really respecting the side of Sus Squad, and now they've paid the price. The question is it too late to recover from it now? As they spot out raw fuel, and Darixot thinks about peeking that, but then wisens up and backs off. Well, Badman, he's trying to make something happen towards the sewers area. That camera is gonna give away the fact that there is a Cypher setup on this side. They're gonna be a little bit cautious, and as he sees that tripwire, you can see his spots. And now, as soon as the tripwire goes down, he's gonna be going in to find that first kill. Batman takes him out, the Spectre comes through, he picks up and finds Cubics as well. That's a side cleared up. Hika gets another with a classic. All of a sudden, Enigma turns this round on its head, as 4 players still survive, and Robbie has managed to find Darixon. It's just a 1v4 situation for AZ. He is healthy, and he's against unhealthy players himself, so he might just be able to find something over here, but it's gonna be so hard. He spots out Batman and takes him out. He gets God Vexy as well, 63 points of life, but not the easiest clutch to get. He still has to deal with that Marshal, which at this point will kill him in 1 hit.
Indeed, and if he does manage to get that kill though...
Oh, no, he does not. Hika takes him out, and oh boy, an eco round victory for Enigma Gaming. This couldn't have gone any better for them. And now, Sus Squad, I don't think they have the money to buy the rifles. They're just gonna be down to sheriffs, and guess what? A free round going the way of Enigma. Boy, talk about evening things out. I mean, the tables have turned and flipped over as the side of Enigma are now gonna be, start clawing and making their way back on the scoreboard here, Queen.
Yeah, well, the thing about this is that I'm pretty sure Enigma Gaming has realized that they're not going to be able to push in individually, and they're not going to be able to get individual fights like they do with other teams, and they have to go in for that executes together like the way they're doing right now. And if they start doing that, Sus Squad doesn't really stand a chance. Now, they're putting out really good performance, but when Enigma Gaming goes in together, they go in as a cavalry unit, and they do not mess around. They always go in and they get those kills, and look at this. There's not going to be any over-aggression. Brockfield is holding a proper corner, and he is going to be catching that jet off guard. Probably is going to be getting a second. Does manage to get that second. He's probably going to be waiting for that third, and the entirety of Sus Squad is already reduced to 2. But A's, the flying Superman, comes in with a shorty, makes the shots down, and gets that kill. Zoid is also going to be chiming in, gets a kill, gets a shot with that sheriff, and now he's just going to be waiting for those one taps. He is going to be getting second, and Nika too. That is just clean, Floki. And he's looking for a few more kills. He knows it's an eco round, but he doesn't really care about that nano swarm right now. He's waiting for somebody to peek in. But sadly, it is going to be both Badman and Godvixy peeking in at the same time. And there's only so much you can do, Floki, when you have a sheriff and you're facing down the barrels of 2 phantoms.
Yeah, that sheriff really did sing there. And it sang a song of death that Enigma did really like hearing. And I have to say, Zoid, he's looking on point today on Sus Squad. Now, things have been evened up a little bit. The first real buy round comes through. Rifles on both sides. An operator in the hand of Kubrick's of all people. Gonna be using that towards the C-long area. This is gonna be a little bit weird. Thankfully, he has Astra helping him out with the smokes so that he can switch over to the other side if that first shot fails. And there you go, Hicka. Starting to scout things out with that Sparrow. Doesn't really end up flashing anyone, and Cringy gonna be smoked off. Not much he can do here. Gonna go inside the smoke and take out Rofu. He is so cheeky on that side. What? Gets the second one as well and gets that neural step up and running. Zoid with the crossfire wins. And Enigma, out of nowhere, lose 3 players and they have no idea what to do or where to go. This round has just been pulled away at the seams, and there's not much that Batman can do to pull it back. Sure, he finds Cringy, an unhealthy Cringy. He was at 40 HP. But yeah, I doubt he's going to be able to pull this one back all by himself. He's going to need help from his Sova, and yeah, it seems that now that they both know where they're at, the flank can come through. Although, that flank is a Sova with an operator, so maybe they don't really have to worry about backstab just yet. The drone is going to come through. A big risk being taken by Cortex, but an educated one at that. And guess what? Direct shot is going to be spotted. He is terrified as well, like after being tied about Zoid. A random spam from the Cloudburst ends up finding the kill. And God Bexy, he tries to go for the clutch, but he can't. There's only so much he can do. And that's the end of that. As Sus Squad, they win up their first buy round over here. I'm not sure what's happening, Queen.
What is happening, by the way, Floki, is Cringy, Zoid, and Kubrick's are just mental. I'm not really sure what they're on right now, because Cringy, that sudden aggression on an entire team, that is just a surefire way to know that you're gonna die. But no, he survived. He picked up 2 kills, and his teammates came in with that flank at the right time. Zoid came in, picked up the 3rd kill, and they just deleted Enigma, and it was all down to 2 players, God Vexy and Ezzy, to clutch it out, and there's only so much you can do. And they did give it their best shot, but that's all you can do. Sus Squad is just looking so different right now, and Enigma is looking a little bit confused, and I'm a little concerned for them because I haven't seen this side of Enigma before. It's looking like when they're pushing through the smoke, they're not holding the same angles, they're not holding the same corners, and it's just not working out for them. But now that they had the lockdown in place, they've given out enough notification to let the entirety of Sus Squad know that they're going to be going in for that A take, and that might be a little disadvantage to them. But then again, let's see. They might just plant a spike and fall back. And honestly, that's going to work out for them because look at the positioning. It's really good. And now Sus Squad has to go in for that retake. It all depends upon how they're going to be clearing the corners and how they're going to be pushing together the team, and how they're going to be using their utilities. And speaking of utilities, Zoid's ultimate is going to be coming out, and he's going to be putting in his line to get those kills one after the other. But Raw Fuel is going to be stepping in and take out Kubrick. That fragger is down, but Zoid is not going to be having it. Takes the kill. Going to be going in for that second, but Hicka blinks and he doesn't miss. Gets that kill on Zoid, and it's going to be Enigma shutting them down with a beautiful execution coming in from that Killjoy over there. Now see, Floki, honestly, that was a really good round, but I feel like the credit for that entire round should be going for that lockdown for Killjoy. But yeah, other than that, I'm not seeing much. I don't know why. This is not Enigma at all. I've seen them going in without utilities, even clearing out corners properly, good crossfires. They always get those kills. I'm not sure what's happened to them today.
Yep. That was a bit of a free round. You are right to say that lockdown was the cause for them getting into that side pretty much free of cost and with very little points and worries. But you know, this might just be the round that they needed to win to just sort of reset the. Oh no! When the judge finds 3. What the hell is going on? That is absolutely disgusting. The 4v2 situation now. Sure, you don't have weaponry, but still the man advantage has to mean something. Oh boy, this one's gonna be so hard. 3 people are already on the backstab, and guess what? Enigma, they don't know where the rest of the team are, so they're being very, very cautious. They're just they're dotting their I's and they're crossing their T's, but I'm not sure if that's even going to be enough. Even if they get that plant down on A, they could get backstabbed by all the members from the side of Sus Squad. But okay, this is a little bit different. They're trying to make their way towards Heaven instead and clear that area out. They could potentially also go to B if they don't like what they see over here. And looks like that is what's gonna happen. They're gonna try to make their way towards B. Everyone else from the side of Sus Squad is just waiting in the wings for them to
well,
come the way around.
I feel like it's not going to be a B take, but it's
30
C take.
seconds
I
left.
feel like they're just going to go through the entire site. They're going to be a little confused as to where Squad is. But are you seeing what Squad is doing right now? They haven't gone in for a retake on A at all. Oh my god, Kubrick, you're joking! Oh, if he did manage to get that kill, I would have been genuinely impressed. But the idea that they had of not aggressing into any side and holding off B and C, the two sides. I swear. I mean,
That's all in their hands.
Bulky, that's all they need. This is basically their round, and the Cosmic Divide is also going to be coming in from Ezzy, but I don't think that's going to be working out to his advantage because Gaga is just going to be going with that diffuse, and once they push in, that's going to be game over for Enigma Gaming.
Okay, the gravity, well, the shot dart comes through. That takes Zoid's HP. Okay, the second shot is going to find a kill. And Ezzy tries to go forward, but can't really do much. And there you go, the double peak comes through this round. Like you mentioned, it's done and dusted. They found those vandals, they found those rifles, they made it work somehow. I mean, Cringy's, when I saw Cringy pick up that judge, I was like, this guy is a literal psychopath. There's no way that judge is gonna work out. He's not gonna do anything. And then he just gets 3 kills on the back of that with 50 credits in his bank account. And I'm just like, how? Why do these gambles not work when I'm doing them? Why is that this guy with just 50 credits remaining, with the mind of a complete sociopath, decides to buy up the judge, gets 3 kills, and somehow puts that round in the bag of his team? I don't even know what to say. I mean, this guy, yeah, just give him a medal already, give him a raise.
Honestly.
I mean, yeah,
really,
just take him out for dinner. This guy is the MVP.
I swear, and okay, I was gonna talk a little bit more about Cringy over there because you heard me. I was going crazy for that shotgun play, but honestly, Gaga over here is also stealing his show. He's like, you know what? You're not the only person who can get kills on a short, and I'm gonna be getting a kill with that sniper anyway. Doesn't matter to pick up a kill, but see, here's the thing. That entire play with that shotgun is not something that you see in tournaments at all. But this was just, I mean, you do. It's very rare, but you do. And when it happens, it just happens with so much beauty. My god, Floki, that was probably one of the best things I've ever seen in the game of Valorant, man. On top of that, against a team like Enigma Gaming.
Yeah. I mean, that's nothing to scoff at, by the way. Enigma beat Velocity for you for the uninitiated over here. So yeah, these guys are very strong team. But guess what? The 2 Astra smokes come in. Despite this being a 4v5, they at least will get the spike down. But can they hold on to it? That's a tougher question to answer. Because this operator is not going to allow that, as Darixon has managed to find himself another pick. Well, the Cosmic Divide has come through, and guess what? Darixon, he does not give up. And goes forward with the nice presses. Hika's going to get taken out by Zori and an AZ though, and it's now a 1v3 situation in favor, or rather in favor of the side of Squad. The wall has been crossed, but Batman needs his makers, and Squad on the verge of reaching match point. What the hell is going on here? I'm not sure if you're even watching the right game.
Yeah, did we go into the right server, Floki? Is this the right server?
Weapon here.
I have no clue what's going on over here. I mean, look at this. Enigma, these guys are just getting handled right now by the side of Squad, as Squad just completely decimate them. And guess what? They're gonna string together a couple of Sheriff's Inspectors, but this just means that, they don't really have that much fuel remaining in the tank. They're gonna go for this forced buy. And after this, they're gonna have rifles to work with, but this... Oh my god. Okay, well, that's good news. They've managed to pick themselves up as operator, as an extra. AZ, my god, I didn't even know that it was possible to spam that spot, as he takes away a fair amount of HP from the side of Enigma. Kubrick's good for 1, good for 3! What the hell is that spray down? Kubrick's single-handedly shuts down the things of Enigma. Godmix is gonna be able to find one as well. Okay, AZ gets taken out, but Zoid is there to finish the job. The operator's gonna be recovered. The round is done and dusted. And boy, it is match point for Squad, a team that is reeling in the bottom 2 of the group stages, somehow finding their footing and making a comeback over here. Almost about to take out the side of Enigma, who recently took down Velocity. I mean, I don't even know how the power dynamics work. Does this mean that does this mean that Squad has the potential to beat Velocity? Maybe, maybe not. We don't know, but... yeah, this is starting to get a little bit crazy here. I mean, I made a 2-1 prediction, but I didn't really believe in it, to be honest with you. And it seems that despite that, the side of Squad, they believe in themselves. They've managed to get themselves 12th round. They win this one, they get this match. Pressure's on Enigma.
Yeah. And on top of that, Floki, I don't know what Kubrick's is on. Because I'm seeing spray transfer after spray transfer, and they don't miss at all. Like you heard me. I'm sorry for that. If for the audience, if that was a bit too loud, but I couldn't help it. I couldn't control my emotions, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you out there also screamed just as loudly as I did, because that spray transfer was just godlike, and he just went in for a third, and that's just insane. Dust Squad, this is not the team that I know, and this is not the Enigma that I know. And honestly, you're right. I don't know if you're in the right server, and yeah, Enigma is a little low on fuel in spite of having a player called Raw Fuel. Just saying that.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to LG Ultragear presents the Esports Club Gauntlet Season 2, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. My name is Floki. Joining me for this one is going to be Quaint. Make sure you scan that barcode down there, get yourself a Red Bull. But yeah, that was a very interesting first map with Sus Squad taking it off of the hands of Enigma. Enigma are now in deep waters. They have only Breeze to fall back on, because if they don't win this one, they're going to be losing the series too, or the first loss in their group stage, potentially on the cards here, Quaid. I don't think either of us saw this coming. I mean, I might have, but I don't believe in it.
What? So they just put a false acclamation down there. Really nice of you. Really sweet, really humble. But yeah, apparently you saying that just jinxed the whole thing. I'm going to take all the blame that I thought I was putting on my shoulders. I'm going to put it on yours. Thank you very much for doing that. Loving this. But yeah, the second map that's going to be Breeze. I feel like Sus Squad does a lot better in close quarter combat, and Breeze being such a big map, and Enigma already having a lot of experience on it, I feel like they're going to be taking the win. And look at that, as he's already gone in for the Viper, and Viper's kind of a staple on the map, but Breeze, since it's such a big map, you can put up your own walls, you can put up your own style of gameplay, and then, the Jet never goes wrong. You can't go wrong with the Reyna because there's so much space for you to look at the Leer, and it gives you a lot of area to work around with that Flash. Then we are having Hiccup back on that Sky, which works out of the map of Breeze, but I really would have liked, maybe a Phoenix or a Reyna, because I feel like he's more comfy with that. Badman is gonna be finally on that Cypher, and we know what he does. He works magic on the side of B, where he's the only one there holding the entire side down by himself, by his lone self, and he always goes in for that backstab. He always goes in for the flank, and he never misses. So all in all, I think this is going to be a pretty interesting match, and I feel like if Sus Squad is going to be living up to their name and becoming as sus as they are, judging based on what we saw in the first map, Breeze is going to be very interesting, Floki.
Absolutely. They've picked up the Viper. They're just clearly very pissed off with what happened in that first map. They don't want to spare any quarter. They don't want to spare any room whatsoever. No expenses, but they're just going to go in and try and take this map off of the hands of Sus Squad. And you can see the tension on the face of Kubrick's and AZ as they walk into this second map here. They are going to be a little bit concerned as to what's going to happen to them, because let's be real, they did win the first map, but if they win Breeze, and that's going to be the real, the real litmus test. That's really going to settle on the fact that, okay, these guys, they know what they're doing, they're a strong team. The Viper wall is going to be set up towards B. That should give them some idea of what Sus Squad, or rather what the side of Enigma are up to. And the Cypher's going to be playing towards A. So Badman changing things up a little bit. Zoid going to try and peek out mid, see what he finds, and he's not going to be finding much. Raw Fuel is in fact going to make his way onto the side with the dash, but he's picked up the flag. AZ has found that second player on the back as he takes out Hiccup, and Raw Fuel is yet to find an opening himself as he's just stuck over here all by himself until help arrives. The spike dropped in an awkward position. A cage should be dropped to recover the spike, but it's going to be super hard for Badman to do so. And you can see that the Jet, that static shot on the side of Team Sus Squad is trying to make something happen, but they're all so low. God, Bexy's gonna be taken out, and Cringy finds him. Man, this is looking like it's coming close to the end. There's just two players surviving now. Static shot's gonna try to go forward. He's only 38 points of life remaining. Rawfield's gonna find Cringy, but I don't think he's gonna be able to find much else. Yep, that is going to be the case. Zoid puts a bullet straight into the head of Badman. And elsewhere, Darixon found another kill as well. Great start once again for the side of Susquad. I mean, I don't know what's up with them in pistols, but these guys are not to be underestimated. These pistol wins are really giving them a lot of momentum here.
A lot of momentum, true. And when they bring those Spectres out, they are not looking to, you know, take it any easy, and they always go in and they get those kills. Not really sure if Enigma is going to be going in for a force buy, which I kind of think that they should. Like normally, I wouldn't suggest that. But considering the adversity they're facing, they probably should be going in for a force buy. But all we're going to be seeing is raw fuel on the Marshall. I'm very sure it's going to be making a count. He might get one kill at least. But I'm not really sure why they went for that B take, because the map of Breeze is kind of an attacker-sided map only if you consider the A side. Because that opening is so wide, so big. Yes, you can be blocked off by that Sage, but we don't have a safe right now, do we? We only have a Viper, and you can always go in for a really aggressive push on A side.
Absolutely. This time around, once again, Cringy is going to set up towards the A side with Zoid playing that same mid-door position. And the Jet holding towards the pyramids. Okay, Darixon's gonna peek out, dash away, but the Viper wall has been dropped, and so has been Darixon. Zoid far alone is gonna be able to get a one kill, find the second one as well as he takes out as he pulls out the Sheriff, looking for that one tap and pushing in. Cringy literally running and gunning, not even stopping, no brakes on the choo-choo train.
Ouch.
And just the lots of Darixon, a second round on board for the side of Susquad.
Indeed, yeah, and I see Godvex, he just splattered on the floor there. But what is happening right now? Like, why are Zoid, Gaga, Cringy just so good today? Okay, fine. And on top of that, Q-Rix with the spray transfer is just insane. But yes, like, I'm not really sure. Like, in the previous map, it was more close quarters, and it gave Q-Rix that leeway to, like, really, you know, move around and get those spray transfers down. I don't think that he can be doing the same thing on this map, but so far so good. They got their Spectre round, and now it's going to be a full buy in the hands of Enigma. And we did mention this before. Once you see Enigma on a full buy, they're a completely different team. But I hope that they're going to be a completely different team, because so far the team that they're being is not working out for them. They're just getting crushed by Susquad, and that's not something, Floki, that I thought that I'd ever be seeing. And okay, Shock Dart is going to be coming down off the bat to clear out the Halls area, but there's going to be nobody there. Cringy, very aggressive, very risky position, but Zoid is going to be getting the first kill. Cringy might pick up a second, but Zoid managed to go out at the right time, and a poor confused Cringy is going to be taken out by Ezzy, and Ika's going to be chiming in and getting out the kill for himself. Zoid and Cringy are going to be down and out of the count, but they did manage to do at least one person's damage. And a 3v4 is not that bad of a situation, and it all depends upon how they're going to be pushing in together as a team, Floki. And so far, so good. They're going in together as a team, and I feel like they might take the round 2.
Yeah, not the best guns for the situation. They only have Spectres in their hands, so it's going to be a little bit hard for them to try and retake the site. But Crossfire's Enigma looking rather potent. Even if they found those opening kills, I'm not too sure if they have enough to just push on forward and get those other kills as well. What? No way on earth you should be able to do that. Cortex gets taken out, but Hika and Ezzy, they're going to guard the spike with their lives, and there you go. Gaga trying to go for that final kill, but Hika's going to find him. It's going to be denied. More money in the bank for him.
Gee, and that's a lot of damage, Floki. A lot of, yeah, that's a meme, I know. But yeah, that is a lot of damage, not gonna lie. Because on an eco round, they managed to take down 2 players, and with such finesse. 2 or 3, was it? I think there were like 3 players that were taken down, right? Yeah, inside of Susquad. Yeah, 3 players on an eco round on top of that. And this is probably the first time they're going to be proper buying, and we're going to be seeing Vandals and Phantoms in their hand. Actually, all Vandals. They're feeling really, really frisky today. And they're always, I feel like they're going to be going in for those one taps, because their aim seems to be on point right now.
I mean, it just makes a lot more sense to buy a Vandal compared to a Phantom, right? Why would you want a long-range 125 damage headshot when you can just get the kill instead with a Vandal? If you're gonna hit your shot, might as well hit and get the kill. That Wolf, it's gonna be good to scout out one tripwire. The snake bite's gonna prevent and limit the movement options that Cringy has, but look at Badman watching the tubes area. No one's really pushed out just yet. What?
Spike down
Oh man, he was blind as a bat, but he managed to find himself 2 kills before Hiccup treated him out. A 4v3 situation now created for Susquad. As Gaga, he's gonna try to go forward and find some kills, but Godvex, he's shutting everyone down along with Batman. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, it becomes a 3v1 scenario, and AZ with a Vandal in his hands is gonna try and make something happen here. Still has the poison orb that he could throw to cover the area towards halls, but it's gonna be a little bit hard for him. Nice snake bite, gonna push anyone who's playing towards that boxes area. Flash comes through and Godvexy takes him out with the bulldog. Guess what? He's gonna be able to upgrade to a Vandal for his troubles. Great stuff here by Enigma. That round looked like it could have gone south very, very quickly, but they managed to pull it back. And all of a sudden, an eco coming in for the side of Susquad to try and recoup their money and take a bit of a breather and evaluate how is it that Enigma are trying to play.
And on top of that, Floki, I feel like Susquad is being a little unpredictable, which is why in gaming they're like, yeah, these guys are normally going to be here, here, and here. If you're just going to be free firing this, we know exactly where they're going to be. If we just fire in that angle, we're going to be getting kills. But Susquad are not giving them that satisfaction. They're always on a new strategy. They're always on their right foot forward. And it's working out for them, and that is not something that Enigma was expecting at all, and they kind of low-key underestimated Susquad, and boy, should they not have done that, because the way that these guys are playing right now is just amazing. But Zoe does just manage to get Valoranted, gets taken up by Ezzy, and he decides to stick onto that snake bite to just get a kill, but it doesn't work out for him. But nonetheless, it's still an eco round Floki, so it's not that much of a harm. But Gaga with his Blade Stomp, a beautiful one tap, gonna go in for that second, doesn't manage to connect the second one, but it's still not that bad. Kubrick's over here with his goals. That's magic gonna kill on Inca. I'm not really sure how these frags are coming in. But He's gonna be picking up a second, as I was sure that close quarter kill was gonna be coming in. Kubrick with a beautiful flash gets a kill on Godvexy, and how the tables have turned, Floki. Honestly, I have no idea what's happening. Batman does manage to pick up a kill, but that's all he's going to be able to do because there are two players there. He does manage to pick up a second, but Gaga is going to be shutting him right down, Floki. But here's the thing, like you said, right? This is going to be a real litmus test sort of challenge for the entirety of Susquad. And boy, are they on PH1. They're as acidic as, honestly, Viper Snakebite. They're so acidic right now, and the consistency is what is going to be key. If they're going to be playing the way they're playing right now all through the entire tournament, the top dog teams, you better watch out for Susquad.
Absolutely. I mean, Susquad are just looking on a whole new level today. They won an eco round they had no business winning. Thankfully, Enigma had money in the bank to pull together another buy of sorts, but yeah, they didn't want to be in this position. Zoid gonna be the first point of contact. It's gonna be able to dismiss all the way back. His teammates gonna be gets taken out. Hiccup is also gonna find AZ. As the site has been opened up, revenge has been found, and now a 4v2 situation has been created. Kubrick's looking for a kill, but gets shot through the box. 140 points of his life gone. It's all down to Gaga with the operator. It's probably gonna save at this point, but I don't think Enigma gonna let that happen.
I'm pretty sure Batman is going to be the first point of contact because we know how much this guy loves to climb. But oh no, he's got some advantage, but the dash comes in clutch, but he dashes back into his field of view, and Batman is not one to miss, and he's going to be taking advantage of that. Gets that kill on Gaga. Well, it was a really crucial kill because they have lost the operator. Enigma didn't manage to pick it up, but it's fine. They do have the money to go along with the rest of the rounds. Not that much, but Godvexy is going to be still sticking to his Bulldog, his fried and trusty, gun, Bulldog. It's going to be working out for him, I'm pretty sure. Kind of like the Phantom, it's kind of really, really hard to work out on Breeze because it's such a long-range map, and Vandals are obviously going to be to her advantage. But it's kind of unfortunate that Susquad are being faced with so many eco rounds, and it's also weird how Susquad is managed to pull off those eco rounds just with so much grace.
Yeah, well, Cringy's gonna eat that flash straight to his face. Rod's gonna be the first point of contact. Goes over, dashes into the side, gets a third kill as well. Taking out Gaga. Zoid with the Sheriff is gonna find one headshot on Hika and back off successfully. Damage done, but no weapon recovered. So this is gonna be a hard retake for him. If it's even gonna be possible with a Ghost and a Sheriff and a Dream.
Indeed, I don't really think that's going to be possible, but I have no idea what Zoid is on. He could honestly pick up another frag too.
Yeah, you still have Kubrick's ready to help you out with a couple of flashes, and you have two Leos on top, so it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility. Batman gets flashed out, but still manages to get the kills. Cringy, he was the first Cypher to get 2 kills while blind, and Batman does one better. Complete blind, no problem. I don't need eyes to shoot my opponents. I just use my spidey senses, and yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And so far it's 3-4, and honestly, Breeze being so wide and open is low-key an attacker-sided map, or at least I like to think so. The problem is every time I say that, and I've said this like a million times before, Floki, every time I say that a map is a little bit attacker or defender-sided map, the teams somehow prove me wrong every time with their utilities in ways I've never seen before. So I feel like it might, the tables might just turn. But look at that bounce coming from God Vexy over there. That recon dart was beautifully positioned, but what? How did they manage to land there? Such an insane plant, but look at this! Zoid gets a kill, but he just panics and he can't really do anything and is going to be taken down by a bad man. 3v4 situation. Honestly, it could be taken back, but the Viper Spit is going to be coming up. Well, yeah, I don't really think that they can see through this.
Yeah, there's no way on earth they're gonna be able to get this retake going. I think at this point they're better off saving their operators and their vandals. But this is Sus Squad we're talking about, so press W and go in for a ride because these guys, they're not gonna be deterred by a Viper Pit. They're not gonna be deterred by a Neural Tap. There's nothing in the world that's gonna stop them from going forward. Maybe there is something. It's the Viper wall that comes towards the end that makes them reconsider their life choices, and they go all the way back. The good news is that AZ has his ult, so even though next round might be a bit of a save, they could still end up winning it and taking the economy back a little bit. But Enigma, they've built up quite a bank for themselves. I mean, I see 5,000 bucks on God Vexy, 6,000 on Ezzy, 4,000 on Batman. So yeah, this is good for them. They're gonna go forward and try to deny a couple of rifles.
Yeah.
They can take out Kubricks, but they're not gonna find the operator. And just towards the end, the Derek decides to toss out an operator shot just to add some salt to the wounds.
Yeah,
But they save the operator. They have the Viper Spit. This is a round that they could win. Sus Squad.
Yeah, and Darkseid is making his operators sing. He's being able to pull out a lot of good frags. But 3-5 score on the map of Breeze is not that bad, because on the attack side, it's going to be a little bit easier for them, I feel, if they're going to be using the utilities the way they've been doing it so far. If they go in together as a team and not split up, like they were doing for a brief while on the map of... what was that? My bad. On the map of Haven, I feel like they might be able to pull the rounds back together. And we might just see a proper win coming out from Sus Squad. And okay, oh no, a little bit of a mishap over there. Darkseid over there gets flashed by his own teammate, but it doesn't really matter. No push is going to be coming from Enigma. And it's just going to be a fake all the way down there on that side. But Batman, being the flying happy guy he is, he's still got to be in halls waiting for his opponent, Cringy, to come in with that Cypher and get that kill. Batman playing with fire right now. If he gets another kill, it's going to be amazing. And he does manage to get the kill with 8 bullets. And he's hungry and he's looking for more. And he's given out a lot of stun. So the entirety of Sus Squad probably are thinking that it's going to be an A-take. But it is an A-take, Floki. And they're coming in with a wild card. But Gaga, honestly, what? Oh, I thought he managed to land the shot, but he didn't. But does manage to land that shot. And Batman, if he's going to be picking up a few more kills, he might be able to save the round for his team. And he also has AE to help him out, which he shall. He comes into the flank, gets God Vexy down and out for the count. Spike Plant has come in full key, but I'm not really sure if they're going to be winning this out and take it away, man.
Oh boy, yeah, look at the Viper coming in from the flank. It's not really going to be all. It's not really going to do all that much. You had to get the Viper Spit and come all the way towards B. Ezzy's going to take out AZ. And sure, Gaga's good for another kill with the operator as he takes out Raw Fuel, but that's the end of the round here. 6 rounds posted for Enigma. Not bad at all. I mean, this is what I was hoping for. Now it's looking like Breeze is the home turf for Enigma, and it's no longer Haven because, well, we saw what happened on Haven.
But looks...
Go on.
But okay, here's the thing, right? Like, this is exactly what I was saying. I feel like Enigma always plays to the fears of their, opponents when they pick up the map of Breeze. Because they know that not a lot of teams are that comfy on the map of Breeze. They don't like... I've seen a lot of players not liking the map of Breeze outright. I love it. And so does Enigma. So they're obviously going to be playing to their advantage because they know that those other teams are not going to be going in for that map and they're not that sure about it. So the fact that they have that, mental capacity, that advantage over the map of Breeze means that they might just win it out easy.
Absolutely, but yeah, I mean, Enigma, the fact that they picked up Breeze, like you mentioned before, all these other teams, it's paying dividends now. Even though they lost that first map of Haven, other teams are gonna look at this and be like, man, there's no way on earth we can go without banning Breeze against the side of Enigma. And then that might just cost them a ban on a map that they might have wanted to ban out. Otherwise, it might be Recon, and Enigma could bounce and take advantage of that. But Batman, oh my god, that timing is so wonderful. Somehow just plays Cringy like a fiddle and gets the kills. Zoid looks away. Hika, that flash somehow did not hit Zoid. Ezzy's gonna find Kubricks, and there you go. Hika's shutting everyone down. Gaga's gonna find one God Vexy, sure, but he's not gonna be able to get the defuse down. 7 rounds on board for the side of Team Enigma, and Enigma looking strong coming into this second map here on Breeze. Batman is eventually going to be taken out, but I think he's okay with that. He has enough money, and in fact, because of that kill, I think he has his neural theft almost up and running. Yep, he just needs one more point to get it up.
Yeah. And honestly, we're gonna be seeing a lot of Batman flanks coming out on the defense, and I feel like that might work out to their disadvantage, and I feel like Sasquatch might start picking on the side of B a lot more, and Enigma might have to like divert their resources onto the side of B because those rotates are not that easy to come by on the map of Breeze because it's so wide. You got to walk all the way around and then go all the way around and go and help your Cypher out on the side of B. So I feel like Sasquatch is going to be targeting B most of the time, basing just off of how Enigma likes to play. But once they realize that the defense is going to be switching it up and putting more resources on B, they might switch it up, and we might see them bringing rounds back on the defense.
Absolutely. I mean, they could just certainly get a lot more rounds on offense themselves, yes, Sasquatch. But for the time being, oh no, that Viper wall comes out at the worst possible moment, and as he gets taken out, the spike is caught out in the open, so he's going to find another on the back of that. Cringy's going to go forward and pick up God Vexy as well. This round, all of a sudden, has turned into a heavy casualty for the side of Enigma. They've lost multiple players. Batman's going to go down, and sure, I mean, Hika was able to find Zoid, but still, he can't prevent the spike from being defused.
Ooh, that's what I call ending it with style. Honestly, Darksaw just comes in on the air and he's just like, yeah, I'm gonna rain down fire on you. Amazing round by Sasquatch over there. 4-7, again, not a bad score for the map of Breeze, right? Like on the defense, they could honestly bring it back. So I'm hoping for that because Sasquatch so far, from the way they've been playing and the way that I'm seeing them playing so differently, I genuinely want to consider them one of the top dogs right now.
Yeah, likewise. I mean, I just feel like Sasquatch are starting to cement themselves as a team that is not to be underestimated, not to be trifled with. You pay them the respect they deserve, and you're gonna go away with the win. But you underestimate them even once, and what had happened to Enigma might happen to you.
Yeah, like it's like we say this for so many teams, but not all the time does it come true. But it genuinely is the case for Sasquatch. You underestimate them, and they're gonna fight back.
I know
okay, Enigma, they're looking to get themselves an 8th round here, but somehow Gaga's gonna find Hiccup through the wall. Rocky's gonna get cringy in return. God Vexy with his Hunter's Fury trying to find any sorts of connections, fails to do so.
Planted.
Well, seems like Kubrick is gonna be spotted out by that Cypher camera, but that's okay. You know, it's not like he was about to sneak up on anyone, but Badman is going in for the backstab on the backstab. That is insane.
Player standing.
Yep, he's gonna get taken out by Badman. Gaga, sure he finds God Vexy, but he's in a 1v3. This is impossible at this point. And guess what? Ezzy, he's going to rub some salt into his roof, so he's gonna go peek out and get that kill. Viper spit used.
Switching
just for fun,
sides.
and there you go. Strong half coming in from the side of Enigma. As Enigma, they make the score 8-4 and give themselves a comfortable lead to work with. Now, let's just be real. It is going to be an 8-6. I don't think Enigma is going to win the pistol out once again. Probably going to end up losing it. So, yep, just to all our viewers, don't worry. If Enigma loses the pistol, it's all going according to plan. But, yeah, it's going to be the first buy rounds, and I'm curious to see what happens.
Indeed. And I know I haven't said this in a while, and it just reminds me of something that an old co-caster of mine used to say. Whenever whenever he sees the map going into the game going into 8-4, the people with a 4 score on their scorecards always tend to make a comeback, and that hasn't held true for quite a while. And I really want to believe that it's gonna be coming true because, again, I love the underdog play, but look at this. Again, Ezzy is gonna be holding their usual position, and Enigma is just raining down fire down there on mid doors. Completely shuts down Sasquatch. Not the best of pushes coming in over there. They could have split their resources and gone a little from A main too. Not really sure why they didn't do that. They probably thought that, yeah, Enigma is not going to be expecting that. There's going to be only one player down there indoors. They're going to be taking them out and then pushing in and taking control of the side. But no. It's going to be the entirety of Enigma Gaming, almost the entirety of Enigma Gaming down there on double doors, waiting for them to push in, and they're going to be shutting them down. It's all to Cringy to clutch out the round, and there's not much that he can do. He doesn't have any utility. He doesn't have his camera. It's being taken out. And he does have a ghost, but how many headshots is he going to be landing, Floki? How many? And he also doesn't have the spike. And if he does manage to go for it, he's going to be exposing himself. And look at that. There are 3 players. All the 3 players are going to be down double doors. And he knows it. 40 seconds of the clock he has time to play around with, but that crossfire is going to be his doom. He might be able to get 1 kill, but look at that. Instantly, Badman is going to be popping out and getting that kill on Cringy. Now, that's not a bad round at all, Floki, because they've been boiled down to only 2 players. But for the first time, we're seeing in these 2 maps, Enigma winning out the pistol round. So that's kind of a good sign. Yeah. But if it's something that if it's not history that is repeating itself, this might be a win for Sasquatch, because if history is going to be repeating themselves like it did on the first half, then yeah, Enigma is gonna be winning out this half two. But if it's just gonna be like kind of a, you know, what's a word? More of a trickster sort of play, I feel like Enigma might lose out the second half.
Okay, well, just the moment as you say that, Rawfield's like, I'm gonna show you what I mean. And yeah, that Marshall's gonna find a kill towards mid. Spike has been dropped, so not sure if they saw. I don't think they've seen that. There's no way on earth they did. But yeah, all of them pushing in deep towards halls. I think this might just go unchecked. No, they have an idea. They have an idea. They've left halls open. God Vexy, boy, that classic did a number on him, but he's still surviving on 20 HP, and he's gonna back off respectfully. Let Ezzy do all the dirty work as he drones forward. And spots are at least one player going for the second one. Ezzy, he is in a bit of an awkward position here. Nice recon dart coming in from him though, and there you go. His suspicions have been confirmed. AZ is indeed standing over there, and there you go. Ezzy is going to capitalize on it, take out Zoid, and Badman's going to find Kubrick. All down to the Viper on the side of Susquad with a sheriff in her hand. Okay, Mission Impossible style, slowly but surely rappelling down the rope and takes out Ezzy with a clean shot, but I don't think he's going to find much else. Hicker's going to take him out, and that's that.
ATZ95, more like Hitman 007? Question mark? What?
Yeah, possibly.
What was that shot? Not gonna lie, he just clean tapped out that head. And honestly, that was a good eco round, I guess, because they did get a couple of kills. Not a lot, in my opinion, but I feel like their best bet is gonna be the side of B. Because like Enigma is not putting up a lot of resources as I suspected on the side of B. Look, there's only that Viper there. Sova's gonna be holding down mid, but majority of the resources are down A. And I know that on the attack side, A side is a really, you know, is a side that they really want to be pushing. But right now, they should have figured out that Enigma Gaming is putting most of their resources on the side of A. So they could fake out A, go down halls, maybe go into B, going for a flank, going for a backstab, and that's what they need. But oh, beautiful fake of that flash over there for that ult harp. Amazingly well done. The other guy had no chance. He was like, yeah, probably I don't want to be blinded. I don't want to be completely blind and taken down. And that worked out for his favor. What? 4v4, but wow, Batman managed to get a beautiful shot on Gaga. AZ is probably going to be picking up the kill right now because he has no idea that he's over there. Batman is going to be going down to the hands of AZ, and B side, like I said, is going to be a better pick for the side of Susquad. And Zoid understands that, goes in, gets the side, flashes in, he knows that nobody's there, he clears out the entire side, and now AZ and Kubrick are going to be coming into that flank. Raw Fuel over there, flanking down mid. He's just waiting for somebody to come down mid, and that's all he needs. Oh, a little bit of a fake that went wrong. I don't really think that's going to work out for him, because Hika's right there to take him down. 2v2 situation that the spike plant has gone down. Now, the time is going to be working out in the favor of Susquad, Floki.
Yeah, a bit of a clowny thing to do there by AZ. First drops the classic to fake it, then jumps right after it. A little weird, but Raw Fuel with the sheriff is looking to get himself a Spectre. Oh, but he knows that, oh my god, two flashes come in, but he's actually still alive and kicking. Heka's gonna take out Zoid. A 1v2 situation for Kubrick as he's the lone survivor. He needs to take as much time possible off the clock as he can. Oh no, takes out the flash at that worst possible timing, and there you go. Raw Fuel's gonna get the defuse in. Another round going in the bag of Enigma.
Was that important?
Oh, well. I mean, we were a little bit surprised after what happened in that first half, and you can see Raw Fuel is also taking out of frustration a little bit, you know, on that spike. But yeah, this is the Enigma we used to see, you know, 11-4 half, clean clinical executions, punishing the opponent for even making a small miscalculation or small misstep, and just you know, riding that advantage to victory. These guys, you give them an inch, they take a mile, and this time around, it looks like Batman, he's gonna be setting up towards A. I like this triple A setup because even the way they play it, they do focus on mid. Look at where the Sova is, look at where the Cypher is. They're not giving up mid control for free, and even though Batman got taken out, just the fact that he's willing to go out there and prevent them from walking into mid for free is absolutely huge. And Raw Fuel, oh my god, that Seeker blocked the vision of Gaga. He got taken out as a result. Ezzy is alone on this side, has full poison though, so he doesn't really have to worry about his fuel running out and them pushing in anytime soon. He's going to be shaving a lot of seconds off that clock, and Godvexy is here to help him out. So still a 4v4 situation. No Viper's fit online just yet, despite what the UI might tell you. And Godvexy's managed to find Cringy. That's a great opening here. A 4v3 situation created, and Godvexy is still healthy.
And it's all that Zoid, AZ, and Curebricks to clutch out the round, and I don't think this round is going to be going to them either. So here's the thing, Flo, okay? I feel like it's because of sensitivity. Hear me out. I feel like the entirety of Sasquatch plays on a little bit of a higher sensitivity, which is why they're better on those smaller maps, those tighter corners, because those play transfers with Curebricks, that is not humanly possible, and he just managed to pull that off with such finesse that I feel like it's just because of the higher sensitivity. So I feel like on the
30
map,
seconds
Vine
left.
might go in their favor, but right now, Enigma are making a really good they're having a field day basically with Sasquatch right now, but this particular round might go into the favor of Sasquatch, but Enigma Gaming have predicted that rotate coming in, and it's gonna be who? It's gonna be
Last player
Godvexy coming in that flank. That's managed to get a kill on Zoid
seconds
beautifully
left.
somehow. 9 seconds of the clock. Zoid has to go in for that plan. Doesn't care about the recon dart because he knows he doesn't have time. Oh, and the Viper Spit is gonna be coming up, and he's gonna be playing this spray right now. He's just gonna be waiting for his opponents to come in, but that was a bad idea coming out of that pit. And all he has to do is has to play in that pit, wait for them to come in. And I'm loving what AZ is doing right now, but it's really, really risky. If he does manage to get that kill on Godvexy, it's gonna be working out for him, but no. Godvexy season first, picks up a 3K for himself, and brings it home. That is gonna be 12th, the round number 12 for Enigma Gaming, ladies and gentlemen. And this is match point, Loki. So one more round, and it's just gonna be game over for Enigma Gaming, and they're just gonna be winning this out.
Match point.
Find. That's where it's gonna get very interesting.
Absolutely, Enigma. Strong performance by them all across the board. I mean, this map just seems like you know, it's been theirs since the very start. Sure, there were a couple of rounds where you know, the side of Sasquatch surprised us. Few rounds that they should probably not have won that were given away, but apart from that, Enigma just, you know, clean, clinical execution, textbook play from them, just working out. And look at that, every single time that they decide to you know, control mid, there's always some sort of variation coming in. This time it's Ezzy who's playing mid, the Viper, with some sort of poison orb thrown somewhere. I knew it was fine, I just didn't see where it went. Hika's gonna be scouting out A main with his wolf. And there you go, this is what I really, really enjoy about the side of Enigma. You know, they'll always control mid, but it's just those variations that are really interesting to see because, yeah. Oh boy, that was hilarious. The wolf going back there to try and trigger the tripwire so they don't...
That little pause, that was just precious, man.
Absolutely.
It's like one of those dog videos that you see on Instagram or YouTube. It's just like those frick, you know, setups for those dogs. And they're like, hold on, what is this? Is that a wire?
Yeah.
Could have jumped right through it. And that was honestly good because, yeah, it means that nobody else is going to be walking through that and they're going to have the advantage. But Sasquatch, they're managing to make it count right now. And finally, this is going to be one of those rounds going to the hands of Sasquatch because Curebricks and Zoid popping off yet again. Gets a couple of kills for themselves, and it's all over Hika. Now, Hika, like you said, he's been called as a clutch squad before. He does manage to get his shots in, and he can clutch out the round, but it's a 1v4 on the map of Breeze, and he had to take long-range fights, and AZ is already looking here. Hika, once somebody's already looking where he's going to be popping out on a long-range fight, he can't really do anything. Obviously, the person scoping in, having the proper crosshair placement is going to reign supreme.
Absolutely. I mean, Enigma though, the good thing is because they won so many rounds in a row, they are not worried about their economy at all. They have enough money to buy in this round. You know, it's gonna be Vandals all across the board, just Godvexy playing with a Bulldog. So, yeah, all they're really looking for is that final round, and Enigma, at this point, they just need to be a little bit patient. Let the side of Sasquatch come and do their thing. You know, just bait them or lull them into a false sense of security, and AZ, in fact, gets spotted out by that recon dart. A little bit unfortunate, but hey, they haven't shown their hand just yet. And once again, look at the amount of mid presence here from the side of Enigma. That's the difference between them and a random team. These guys really emphasize controlling mid on a map like Breeze.
Yeah.
With, let's face it, I mean, mid is gonna make or break this game. If you manage to get mid control, the world is your oyster. You can go wherever you want. But okay, Godvexy looking to find a kill. Does tag up a couple of people, but that's all about he can do. The heal is available on Curebricks to get them back to healthy amounts of HP. As looks like Enigma, they might have to give up mid. Nope, they may not. I mean, they are trying to make their way towards A, but that Viper's poison orb is blocking them from coming in. And you can see that Enigma, they are rather patient. They are just gonna wait for them to come in. They're not gonna overstep their boundaries. it's going to be Hika who's playing around that Tubes area, but Zoid is going to be able to take out Ezzy. That's the Viper taken
30
out of the
seconds left.
picture here. And they are aware that Hika was playing towards this bridge backside area. That Sparrow comes in, but it doesn't pop.
Spike planted.
For some reason, Hika spots out Gringy and takes him out somehow. He still has 2 flashes and a wolf remaining. He's probably going to try and use it to help them with the beating. And there it goes. Godvex, he's also able to find Gaga. It's a 4v3 situation. Hika is going to stun up Zoid, and there you go. Godvex is going to find that kill. Hika good for another kill. And just triples up. There you go. That's the end of this map. Enigma, they're going to take it. 12-5, very convincing, map of freeze from the side of Enigma.
Defenders
it never really
win.
looked at the side of Sasquatch to the chance.
Yeah. And honestly, Floki, I was gonna point out that like yesterday when I was casting for the match of FlameX Serenity versus True Rippers, they reached a score of 12-2. Okay, so True Rippers 12 on the scorecards and FlameX Serenity on 2. I kid you not. Do you know that they finished up on a score of 13-3?
That is insane.
13, my bad, 13-11. Sorry.
Wow.
They
So
came
that-
back. Exactly. They came back all the way from 2, all the way up to 11. So I was really hoping that, Sasquatch might prove that right and they might, come in with that insane comeback yet again. But unfortunately, they couldn't do that this round. But yeah, let's take a look at what we saw right now. A few things mismatched here and there, but we're going to be breaking it down for you as the match highlights already, or we're going to be jumping straight into that. But yeah, Floki. So they had a good start. We saw that Sasquatch was doing pretty well in the beginning, but this is kind of Enigma's home ground and they know how to work the entire map. And that is exactly what they showed us. They showed us that they're the gods of the map of Breeze, and they honestly took it by Breeze. They really did show Sasquatch how good they can be on a wider map. And I feel like the last decider map is kind of wrong on the side of Enigma Gaming, because I feel like Sasquatch might be able to take that out, because the advantage lies in the hands of Sasquatch when it comes to close quarter maps, but the advantage lies in the hands of Enigma Gaming when it comes to wider range maps, because they're just that patient with their aim. They're just that patient with their plays.
That's an interesting theory, I must say. It's going to be put to test when we go on Bind, though, because, you got both long corridors as well as short spaces on that map. So it's going to be interesting to see who comes out on top. But this one, Enigma, they had a few blunders here and there. They lost a couple of rounds that they shouldn't have, like this one. But hey, at the end of the day, they were able to recover, stabilize, and that's what separates a top-tier team from a team that is trying to get into the top tier. They don't let those, mistakes get the better of them. They don't lose their mental composure. They're able to come back in the game. Just put that round to the side and be like, guys, it's okay. We lost a round. So what? We still have money to buy for this one. Let's just make it happen. It's almost like it never happened. So what? We give away one round. Doesn't matter. A lot of teams would just be tilted in that moment and be like, man, that was our round to win. Man, that shouldn't have happened. But as long as you have money for the next one, why does it matter?
Exactly. And honestly, a few blunders here and there from Enigma Gaming, like you said. And Sasquatch, I am not really sure where they went wrong, but they were having a bit too much of an affinity for the side of A, and they know they should have figured it out. They might just be tired, I'm not really sure, but they should have figured out the fact that Enigma Gaming is tending to put a lot of resources on the side of A. So B side take with a little bit of split play coming out like down mid side and down the B main position would have been a way better choice for them. But I'm not really sure why they never ever went for it. I think it was like 2 rounds, Floki, that they went for a proper B take.
Yeah, I mean, B takes is just hard to do. When you're against a Viper, it's super hard to enter. And that's all. It was just the rounds. If you notice, there were B takes in this round, but all those rounds were rounds where the Viper died. They didn't commit when they saw the Viper utility there. They knew they couldn't cross in. They couldn't really find a timing. It was always the Lurk's job. It was when Zoid actually found that opening that they decided to go B and plant. And you can see how this turned out for them. Kubrick's, I mean, he was in a bit of an awkward position there. Eventually, he got bested by Hika. But yeah, that's basically why most of the time people don't go B, because it's very hard to take out the Viper. You can just play super defensively and just make sure that B side is super hard to take without committing tons of utility. You need recons, you need owls, you need flashes. And maybe then can you actually break through that Viper's wall of utility and try and make a dent. But yeah, there you go. There's the MVP. There's the post-match screen. And Enigma, I'm not too surprised by this. Look at the weight. It's distributed fairly evenly. 19 kills on Batman, 19 on Hika as well. Raw Fuel with 12, Ezzy with 11, Godvexy with 12. Everyone's just doing their bit. Meanwhile, on Sasquatch, it's Zoid and Chobs who are on top. Zoid with 15 kills, Chobs with 13, Tarek Sot with 8 himself. But Yeah, at the end of the day, it is a map. It's not a map that Sasquatch have practiced. Enigma have been playing this since the first season. I don't really mind this loss if I am at the side of Sasquatch right now, but I would be careful going into the next map because there is a real chance that maybe the side of Sasquatch get a little bit ahead of themselves and don't really respect Enigma on Bind. Let's not forget, Enigma are a very strong team on Bind. These guys are not to be trifled with, especially on a map like that. They run the double controller setups and they do it well.
True, but okay, here's a little bit of callback too. I really wanted to point this out. Yes, you're right. You had the Viper on the side of B, and yeah, it's gonna be a little harder to break through that wall, but it is no Sage wall. You don't have to break it down. There's nobody that's gonna be boosted up on top of that, and you're not having a lot of resources on the side of B either. Anyone was not putting that much effort into B because they knew that the Viper was there and that Viper could take care of things. That was their disadvantage. And if Sasquatch did see through that and they see through that Viper veil, they could have honestly just flashed in, like you said, they could have taken the side. It would have been easy peasy. But yeah, we talked about this enough, and this is the moment we've been waiting for because the last map of the map of Bind is going to be coming into play. But we got to set that up just for a little bit of time. We're going to be back in a short while. But until then, you can go down to the description, pick up a few cans of Red Bull, and they've got, I think, 2 amazing new flavors. I think it's the yellow one, the tropical one, and the acai berry. Pick those up. Amazing taste. But yeah, we are going to be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to LG Ultragear presents the Esports Club Gauntlet Season 2, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. My name is Floki. Joining me for this one's going to be Quaint. So far, the score is 1-1. The first map, Haven, was taken by the side of Sus Squad, and the second one, Breeze, went in favor of Enigma. Now we come to the decider. It's going to be Bind, and I'm not too sure who's going to take this one because... yeah, it doesn't seem like a lot of people are convinced about Enigma's ability to win Bind. I mean, I've had, I believe you were of the opinion that it's going to be hard for Enigma to win out Bind.
Yeah,
Can you elaborate
indeed.
on that a bit more?
Well, to be honest, like I said before, right? I feel like Sasquatch's major advantage right now is close quarters combat, because they just seem to be doing so well in like flicking across the screen and picking up shots that nobody else would be possible. Like it wouldn't be possible with anybody else. So I feel like Sasquatch might just win this out, but we may never know. They might be a little bit overconfident. They might be a little bit tired. And honestly, that's kind of why I got the Red Bull, right? Even I'm a little bit tired. I'm sure you are too. And I hope the audience has also gotten their cans of Red Bull because it really does energize you. But yes, Floki, I feel like this map might go in the favor of Sasquatch.
Absolutely. Well, it seems that it's going to be a bit of a different setup coming in from the side of Sasquatch. They've picked up a cipher for themselves on the map of Bind. Very old school, but interesting to see what they could pull off with this. You know, usually you see the killjoys on this map, and for good reason. The nanoswarms and the sentries are very good, tools to just deter the enemy team from going in, guns blazing. It's very hard to push onto a side where a killjoy is present. But with them actually picking up a cipher, this changes things a little bit. Cypher also offers you some potential on the attacking side. You know, he can function a little bit like a duelist because he does only require 6 points for his ultimate neural theft to come online. And it's such a strong ultimate for the number of points it requires. Just 6 points to know where an entire enemy team is on the map? Yes, please. I mean, you would take that any day. Sure, it requires you to get a kill, but even then, just knowing the position of all the other 4 players is just such a strong tool to have. You're just able to play the enemy team around like a fiddle, and it really takes a miracle to come back from that. Okay, Direction's going to be setting up on A, it seems. And yeah, that's where that Cypher's going to play. They don't really have a Viper to work with. Instead, going a bit old school with the Omen. Interested to see how this one plays out. And it seems that it's been double tripwires for the Cypher. Elsewhere, Raw Fuel's managed to find Cringy to start things off. Oh boy, this is gonna be super hard. Okay, Cubix is gonna find Raw Fuel. That's gonna slow things down a little bit. And guess what? Zoid was also able to get some ammo on the back of that. Cubix is gonna find Hika as well until Batman comes in and gets that trade. But Zoid is still around elbow, and he has 150 HP to work with. The overheal from the Reyna coming through. You can see he's trying to push forward. He's not too confident though. He's a little bit afraid that they might take him out, but I don't think Enigma remember that there's a Reyna on the side. So he's gonna be going all the way back around. Might just catch God Vexy off guard by the angle from which he's attacking from. That Poison Orb holding his advance, and direct shots coming in from the backstab as well. A 2v3 retake, gonna be a hard one. That Snakebite's gonna prevent him from pushing in, but Zoid's gonna find that second kill as well and get that start going, but he's eaten a shot to the head and he's quite weak. Gaga goes forward, jumps and gets a jumping after shot. A 1v1 that Ezzy will win any day of the week and twice on a Sunday. As Enigma, they win that first pistol again. The curse has been broken here. Quaint.
And I think that was a really close call. And on top of that, Cringy either lagged. I don't think he lagged out, but I'm pretty sure he went AFK for some absurd reason. And he got taken out, and they were like down one other player. And yeah, I know a lot of people like to play Raze on this map just because of the various angles that he can jump up onto. But yeah, and on top of that, we've seen Team T69 play with that Raze. We've seen Binks play amazingly with that Raze, so that play might start coming through too from the side of Cringy. But yeah, the first round, honestly, I didn't really expect them to get anyway because Cringy just went AFK. I'm not really sure why. But here's where it's going to get interesting, and I feel like this is going to be a really exciting match. Just like I said, just because it's close quarters and they know how to play with those angles and their utilities really well. So over here, like we have a really good setup, but then the thing is they're putting all their resources onto the side of A right now. It's completely empty. Yes, I know they don't have the guns to work around with, and they are going to be finding strength in numbers. And Ezzy is probably going to be going down very soon. It all depends upon when Ezzy is going to be peaking. But no, Ezzy's just going to be falling back. He's just going to be regrouping with his teammates, and they have probably figured out that the side of B is completely clear. They got to clear out the corners, and once they realize that it's completely clear, the retake has to be coming in from the side of Sus Squad. And they do have a lot of shorties. I think there's like 2 shorties, a lot of, you know, shotguns to play around with. So I think they're waiting for that retake to come in, and they're going to be playing at close quarters, and they might be able to go for that retake. Spike plant has come in, and now they have realized what they've done, and they have to go in for that take. And yes, like I said, Cringy is going to be picking up the first kill on Ezzy. They have upgraded to their Spectre. That is good on their economy because they started out with the cheaper guns, and they're going to be coming out with the more expensive ones. Raw Fuel gets the flank. That is going to be Dark Side of the Former Cypher, and Godvexy with one singular spray. The entirety of Enigma is going to be shutting down Sus Squad beautifully. Ooh, that was a really spicy one. And yes, I think that the curse has been broken, Floki. I feel like Enigma started off on the right foot this round.
Yeah, Sus Squad's just bleeding out after stepping into that meat grinder. That was Enigma, a bit of a hard one, a rough one for them. But hey, they found 1 kill for their troubles, and they had a bunch of shorties. So, you know, I mean, they should be considering themselves lucky that they even found that a single kill, because it might not have even happened if, you know, they knew that they're going to play nothing but shotguns. And I think Enigma's starting to get the idea that, you know, the side of Sus Squad are a little bit unhinged. You know, they're not really all that super serious. And Raw Fuel, he's going to make his way inside Labs, and Ace is going to get taken out of upgrade. To the Vandal awaits him. And he can continue pressing W. No, he goes back. Cubix though takes him out despite that cloudburst. A wall of smoke to help them plant. And even though as he got tagged up by that owl drone, he's gonna be alive and kicking for the time being. Heal available as well that Godvex can throw out to help him. And Zoid found Badman, made it a 4v3 for his team. And now Duncan Cringy with a judge. He's gonna find that first kill. So he's gonna find another on Hikard. There you go. That's the round done and dusted. A clean retake coming in from Sus Squad as they pull 1 page out of Enigma's book. You know, it's usually Enigma who comes in with these clean retakes after losing the first 2 rounds. But this time, it's Sus Squad.
Also, what is that? What is it? The Cringy and that judge. Whenever he pulls out that judge from now on, I'm gonna be remembering this match that we casted. I'm just gonna be like, yeah, Floki, you remember that time that Cringy pulled out that judge and made it count? And this is the 2nd time he's doing it. Really works out for him, and that's what I'm telling you, right? These guys are really, really good with close quarter combat because they always rely on the judges, they rely on the Spectres, maybe the Phantoms, and they're good at what they do. Now, Breeze probably wasn't their forte just because it's a bigger map, and that's where Enigma honestly does shine. This is why I was thinking that Sus Squad might take it out, and it's just too early to tell. 1-2 on the scorecards. Not a lot that he can say right now, but look at this. Viper is going to be putting her lineup over there as he has put up probably a one-way smoke, maybe not, but that is going to be advantageous to him. And yet again, we're going to be seeing the entirety of Sus Squad holding down the side of B. They're stacking each site and going in for retakes, and it's working out for them, at least for 1 round it did. Not really sure if it'll work out for them this round because it's only Darksod on that Cypher holding down the side of A. Now, any time that somebody's going to be pushing in, it's going to be a really hard time for him. But it all depends upon where Enigma is going to be pushed in from, Floki, because they're not sure about what they want to do yet either. Because they're split up, and that split up is something that I don't like. A squad is going to be taking advantage of that. Look at that crossfire, gets a kill, but there's an equal trade coming in from the side of Enigma Gaming. Ezzy on the other side picks up that kill on that lone Cypher, which means that the entirety of A side is clear, and they are going to be going in for that spike plant. 3v4 situation. It all depends upon who's going to be picking up frags. It's a frag game now, Floki, and AZ has understood that, picks it up, and honestly brings it down to a 3v3. Be anyone's round, because that retake, we've seen how clean Sus Squad's retakes could be. And if it's going to be as clean as the previous ones, we might see a win coming in from that on this round.
Yeah, it's okay, a bit of a pain though. That Sage Ball needs to be taken down. They also need to worry about the Viper playing towards Maximum and later infinitely with the Snake Bite. Now Big Star's gonna get beat, and Zoid destroys him through the blocks. So the Fuse is gonna be damaged. Cubix takes out Ezzy. It's all down to Godvexy. He's gonna have to find himself 2 kills, but can he find the 3rd one? Easy. He's defusing the tag. He's coming. What? Oh, the defuse gets stuck. And that's the end of that. Godvexy couldn't do much. He got those 2 kills, but he wasn't good enough to take out that final one as another round going the way of the side of Sus Squad.
Ooh, now that I'm seeing Sus Squad playing with this, Floki, can you imagine how good they're going to be on the map of Split?
I don't know in all honesty. I'm not sure if the performance on Bind correlates with Split, but I guess they're more tight corners on that, so maybe the shotgun shenanigans do a bit more work.
The vents, I'm pretty sure they'll normally like playing on the vents area just to be cheeky and, you know, catch people off guard because they know how to play a good game of hide and seek, Floki.
Absolutely. But this time around, there's not going to be a lot of fighting, a lot of seeking. There's just going to be them giving away their position and going forward regardless. They know what needs to be done. Oh no, that near side comes through. Zoid takes him out. The distance is there. I'm not sure if he spotted out the other player there. Okay, Cortex is gonna find one with the Spectre. Raw Fuel just connects one knife on Zoid, and Zoid spots out one player coming in from hookah, but runs out of bullets, and Cortex trades him out. And now it's easy who's being chased and run after. As Raw Fuel picks up that Vandal, a 3v3 situation, a doable one for the side of Enigma. Mike's gonna go down. The question is, do they have the weaponry to pull this off? Wait.
No, he's on the other side of the wall.
Yeah.
He's on the other side of the wall. Chill. I know what you're thinking, okay, but yeah, he's on the other side of the wall. And the retake is going to be coming out any second now. Cringy has gotten information on one player at least. Rafael is going to be going down and out for the count. Cringy with a judge! I have no idea what this madman with that judge is just a god. Yes, he does manage to get a kill with the satchels coming in, but that's all he can do because there are two amazing Enigma players there to shut the entirety of Sus Squad down. But I'm going to give it to Cringy. This guy, when he picks up a judge, he always gets at least one kill.
Yeah, Hika somehow got 2 kills with the Sheriff in that round. Both headshots. I mean, I was worried that Enigma didn't have weapons, but they had a Sheriff and that's all they needed. 3 rounds for Enigma now as they get a thrifty win. And now it seems that the side of Sus Squad are going to try to do one, try to do one dirty on them instead. Just, fight fire with fire, give them the return treatment. And Cringy, once again, he's picked up that judge. That Judge Judy is going to come through. And Ezzy is already aware of what's going to happen, but okay, direct shot. Gets that trade kill in return. Elsewhere, Badman finds Kubrick. So still, the man advantage in favor of Enigma, but there is a gun available. Is he going to find a second one tap? No, he's not. He's going to fall back and gets taken out by Godbexy with the Phantom there. Not much he could have done. Here's Spike. I don't know if it's going to be planted on A. I think they're afraid of the rotations that are going to start coming in, and they're going to back off and maybe make their way towards B. A bit of an awkward play considering it's an eco round, but Hika does want to give a heal over to Badman, who is limping at 2 HP.
Honestly, limping he is. Now the healers come in, and they're still going to commit with that A take. 2 players with 2 sheriffs and a 1 singular dream. Oh, wait, hold up. Sorry. We still have Cringy with that judge. I'm just waiting to see what he's going to be pulling off. And a lot of audio notification has been given out by his teammate anyway. And Cringy probably going to be getting the first kill. If he knows where he's going to be, and he does get it. Oh no! That's going to be capitalizing on that. I know, right? It was so close and so unfortunate. Paranoia hits Hika, I'm guessing. No, actually, it doesn't. If he does manage to pick up that kill, it's going to be really good for him. But I'm not really sure if he can because he slowed down. And that is the advantage that Hika needed. That was a good attempt at a retake, and Cringy did manage to make it count. But that showstopper should not have been pulled, my man. It should not have been pulled.
I mean, unfortunate there for Cringy. He went for it, he's just one of those moments where you feel like it, you go for it, but you don't think too much about it, you think you're done for.
Yeah,
so, yeah, I mean, that's just one of the more instinctive things that he said. It doesn't work out, but that's okay. Now they have a bye, now they can actually make things work, and of all people, AZ's gonna be playing on that operator. This is weird. It seems like everyone on this team opts. I saw Kubrick's with the operator. I saw that Jet player, I believe it was Chobs, used the operator. It's weird. Everyone on this team knows how to use an operator. Well, let's see if it ever comes to play. That's probably why you want to have the Vandal over the Phantom. That one-hit headshot that didn't result in a kill, he's probably going to be so mad right now. Well,
I know.
Yeah.
I have. Like, every time I've picked up a Phantom and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to dominate with this. And I get a headshot and then it's just like a half, like a 125 damage. And I'm like, why? Why, Valorant? Why? And that's probably what, he's having right now. He's just really sad. Zoid did not manage to pick that kill up. Would have been a really easy kill for him, not going to lie.
Why destroyed?
Yeah, okay. This is interesting. He's staying inside the smoke, but Godbex is aware. He knows what Gaga's up to. Kubrick go with that Sova. Okay, that jump was unnecessary. A little bit of Mario action there, but AZ gets stand through the smoke. Kubrick fights too with the Spectre, pulls out the classic, has time to reload though if he wants, but no, he's still holding on to it. A 3-5 situation with the res baitable. They just need the threat of the res. They're not gonna push, are they? Okay.
They are.
They are. Kubrick considers himself a dead man, and he's gonna go forward and try to do as much damage as possible. Everything from this point on is a bonus, he says. He's gonna go forward and find Godbexy for his troubles. Recon Dart's gonna be destroyed. Can you find it? Yes, he can! Through those radiant boxes, he gets the kill. And the operator will be saved. AZ is gonna take it into the next round. And Badman, is he gonna spot him out? He does, but he gets that kill! Oh, no.
How many seconds did he have? Like split seconds?
That's like 1 second remaining.
Oh boy. AZ, please don't get overconfident. This is Enigma you're going up against.
Yeah. Oh boy. Oh well,
That
Badman's plans look straightforward. He knows what he's doing next. But yeah, that Hunter's Fury jump towards the end was a little bit weird. I'm not too sure what the purpose of that was.
I died, honestly. Like that, you saying Mario honestly killed me. Like you couldn't hear it, but I was internally laughing, man. And look at this. Cringy has picked up a judge yet again, and he is holding that hookah position. So anybody who's going to be walking in hookah, pretty sure is going to be a surefire dead man. But Zoid has realized that everybody from Enigma is going to be down long. Cubix, I don't know why you're doing that. You know that that wolf is going to be a decoy. It's going to be bait for you to die, and that is exactly what it's going to be doing. It's going to be dying out to the hands of Enigma Gaming. Zoid still being hopeful, waiting for him to push in, waiting for everybody from Enigma to push in for that matter. But Enigma, they have realized that Sasquatch is not somebody that you're going to be toying around with, and they're not going to be taking any chances. They're probably going to be going in for that rotate, but they're biding their time. Still have given out a lot of audio notification. They're probably going to be taking that teleporter anytime soon. I am predicting this. I feel like they're going to be taking that teleporter, or if they're confident enough, they might be pushing in. But yeah, they're just going to be pushing in. No teleporter action today, but Cringy again manages to make that judge thing. Gets a kill on SZ. 3v4 situation, but Enigma is honestly not letting them breathe one bit. Rocky picks up a kill on Zoid, and another beautiful tap on Cringy. Gaga does manage to get a kill on Hiccup, but that's about it because Rafael is going ham. Picks up the 4th kill for himself and the 6th round for his team. Amazingly well done by Enigma. But yeah, that patience is not something that we were seeing in the first match where we Floki. But now that they realize that Sasquatch and their true potential, and that's the fact that you can't toy around with them, they're just going to be like, yeah, sorry, but we're just not going to be pushing any aggressively anymore.
I mean, Sasquatch are looking as if, they're not really able to find those kills. I mean, sure, there have been times where Sasquatch have, done really well, surprised us with some of those economic wins, but it's not happening on a map of mine. Oh, Cringy again with the judge. No, is he going to catch them off guard? No, Ezzy spots him out and gets him clean. Great stuff by Ezzy. And that's the judge taken out. He also heard people coming in through teleport. I'm not sure if he's aware of where the Omen is. It could very well be a fake, but he doesn't know that just yet. In fact, he's aware of a flank that's going to be cut.
3 down.
New situation, and one that favors Enigma. On the side, nothing to worry about. They've smoked off hookah, and yeah, this round's done and dusted.
One enemy remaining.
It is, and yeah, there we go. Those are the last 2 kills that Enigma had to pick up, and it was gonna be coming from God, Vexy, and Nika himself. Now, every time I see Cringy pick up that judge, I kind of have like a heart palpitation moment where I'm going to be like, is he going to be going for a crazy play again? Is he going to be dying out? And this round was just one of those rounds where he's dying out. But I feel like he's getting a bit too comfortable with that judge, don't you think?
Yeah, he certainly is. I mean, he's using that a bit more, than you'd expect him to. Every single opportunity he has, he just whips out the judge and tries to, be a little bit cheeky with it. And I think it's high time he starts using those rifles. Yep, he's picked up the Vandal this time around, so things are going to be a little bit different. And interesting setup coming in here from the side of Sasquatch. 4 players playing towards the A area. Smoke comes in towards B on hookah. It's going to be AZ playing that very, very defensively. Interesting. 4-man setup towards A. And this gamble might just pay off because there are 4 people from the side of Enigma and Bucks. This is them walking into a potential meat grinder.
Indeed, it's going to be a bloodbath, that's for sure, Floki. But if Enigma realizes that that trap is going to be set up there for them, they might have to fall back. But no, they're going to be coming in because that Viper Spit is going to be coming up. Rafael, if he pushes through that Viper Spit, he's going to be a dead man for sure. But no, instead, it's going to be Gaga pushing in and getting taken out. Badman steps into the right time and takes out Zoid, who has no idea that a backstab is going to be coming in. Cubrix, beautiful shot on Badman, but that was a risky shot to take because that ultimate had come in, that orbital strike had come in. But here we go. It's down to Cubrix again, but Cubrix is not gonna miss. He does get 1 kill. He has to pick up 3 more, but he does pick up that op instead of those 3 kills. He's probably just gonna be saving it because he can't really do much. But is that wall bangable?
No, it's not. There's no. It's not ball bangable.
Last moment of desperation, much Loki.
Yeah, I think Cubrix is, just testing out his wall banking skills, seeing if he
Yeah.
actually does connect on someone. But no, it's not wall bankable. He's gonna save the operator, but I'm not too sure if this is gonna do all that much for him. I mean, they really need rounds at this point, and sure,
Yeah.
this is stack padding. You're getting those kills. Yeah, cool. Congratulations. You still don't have the rounds to show for it.
True.
You ate-
Okay. Floki, yes, I agree with you. You still don't have the rounds to show for it, but what is this guy's aim?
No,
Like-
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It literally does not matter. Even if he got an ace
True.
at that point, it wouldn't matter. Look at
Yeah,
the score.
true,
It's
true.
8-2.
8-2, yeah.
I mean, if you're just imagine, being in this game, where would you rather be? On the guy's team who got 4 kills but didn't manage to win the round, or the
Yeesh.
team who stying constantly but they have 8 rounds,
Get out of my
it's
way.
fairly obvious. And Enigma
Yeah.
got this in the bag. Well,
Fair.
a 5-man gamble setup coming in from the side of Team Sasquad. I can't take this seriously.
Oh.
God, he's gonna get destroyed by raw fuel. Nice near side by Ace, but he gets stunned up by the wolf. Cubics takes out raw fuel in the end to get that trade, but Hika has the res at the ready. Unless he gets stacked up himself. Cubics
will
somehow
not
surviving.
kill my
Hika's gonna
ally.
revive raw fuel. What the hell is Ezzy doing? He has his back turned. And Cubics is gonna take out raw fuel with a short dart.
Last player
And Cubics-
standing.
Did raw fuel spawn back with the knife still in? That's weird. Well, in the end, Batman's gonna put him out of his misery, but what a weird round that was.
Yeah.
I didn't even know
Last
that
round
raw,
in the
like if
half.
you die with the knives as Jet and you get res, you get the knives back. I didn't know it was possible.
Not just that was such a confusing round because honestly, on top of that, I don't know why they're stacking together on the side. They're always gonna be like we'll hold down either the A side or the B side. I'm talking with Sasquatch over here. And if Enigma is gonna be going for the other side's take, we're just gonna be retaking it. We'll go rotate around, we'll retake it, which is a fair idea. But off the bat, why are you giving individual 1v1s? Like that first kill that Zoid went for was totally unnecessary.
Oh
Okay,
my God.
Kubricks. Okay, he has activated himself. He's
I've got
pissed,
your
and
trail.
he is gonna be going for those kills. Gets a couple of beautiful lineup kills, and that is that advantage that his team needed. Zoid is gonna be picking up a kill for himself. Gets that heal down, but not really much that heal is gonna be doing for him because he has been blinded and he has to fall back, so it's gonna be breaking that line of contact. Last night he's trying to pick up a kill. That's trying to pick it up. But look at this, Cringy come to that judge point and blinds it and gets the kill, and easy finishing things off with a beautiful tap on God Vexy. Finally, the momentum has come back into the hands of Sasquatch, at least a little bit, Floki. And if they're going to be riding the wave, I'm going to be a little happier for them. But this was what? This was the last round of the first half. 9-3 score is not that great of a score. 8-4, I can still believe
Switching
in.
sides.
9-3, though, is not that comfortable to play around with. But you may never know. Like I said, the other match that I was casting for yesterday, 12-2 to 12-11. 13-11, my bad. If they do manage to do that comeback, it's going to be one for the books.
Certainly good. A bit of a shellacking here coming in from Enigma. I mean, this was some mean corporal punishment being dished out to the side of Sasquatch. But Sasquatch, in the meantime, are not too phased. New half, new me, as the hip kids say these days. They are going to be able to, just reset and hopefully mentally reset too. Because if they want to make a comeback in this game, they can't let that previous half affect them. They need to win this pistol, and they need to win it, and no matter what the cost. So they're probably going to be committing heavily for this B take. No second doubts whatsoever. The tripwires are there to just counter that setup. But Hika, look at that ball. That ball is going to take ages to be broken. Or towards B main, you have got Vexy flashing them out, buying time, and that Viper wall comes through and prevents them from pushing forward. But Cubic somehow managed to find God Vexy. Hiccup gets spotted out by the camera and gets figured out as well. Batman's gonna go down as well. Cringy somehow finds him. And then the paint shots come through. Oh my God, the timing is perfect. It's pressing W, they're not stopping. They're not even planning the spike, they're running after Rocky. What? And Rocky is running for his life. Oh my God, this is hilarious.
Spike
My
planted.
God.
All the way back to Azuka.
What is happening, Floki? Rafuel at that point, you saw it in his eyes. Rafuel was scared. He was like, oh no, Sasquatch is coming entirely for me. And he just ran. He just dashed for it. And he couldn't really do anything at that point. But the way that Sasquatch just came in and they just right click, left click, got kills. They just kept getting kill after the other. And it was almost as if this ancient fire inside of them had been awoken, and they were like, no, we've had enough. Yeah, you've had your fun on the map of Breeze, but now we're going to be showing you how to play the game of Valorant. And they just went in with W's being pressed down and their left clicks being pressed down and making every bullet count, Floki.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Insane stuff coming in from the side of Team Sus Squad. They went out the pistol round. It's gonna give them another round on board. And Enigma are not gonna be too happy about what happened to them. Godlegacy isn't either. Gonna flash himself out, but Lakhs not gonna be good enough for the cleanup. Okay, Hiccup. Just a triple shot to the body, and just Crazy comes in with a judge. Takes him out. Zoe is going to be there to clean up raw fuel, and AZ is going to find Ezzy. Just one player surviving. It's the man who is not very worthy. It's Batman. And he's okay. Takes out Zoid eventually, but gets traded out. And that's the end of that.
Okay, is it just me or did I see Cringy flying in like Superman and just putting a judge straight up his face and clicking left, clicking the left mouse button?
Yeah,
what I saw?
That's it's not a plane, it's not a bird, it's not Superman either. It's Cringy with his double satchels flying in the face of Hika and taking him out with the judge. That's
What
that is.
even? What is this? This is so entertaining to watch and cast for the amount of aggression that we're seeing from both sides. It was first Enigma Gaming just holding their sights down and just like going in clean, calm, calculated, and getting the kills for themselves. But now the fire has been awoken in the bellies of Sasquatch. But finally, Enigma is going to be answering back, and Raw Fuel is not having any of it. Takes down 2 players, and now Sasquatch, they don't have the gun to play around with, and Quincy has picked up that judge yet again. Kubrick's, even if he can pick up 1 kill, it's going to be good for him, but he can't really do much because 2 players are going to be pushing him. Raw Fuel is on a roll, gets another kill. It's all of the Cringy to pick up a few kills for himself with that judge, and I don't really think that he can, but if he gets a little closer to Eddie, he can, but Eddie's just going to be jiggling him and running and gunning with that Spectre, because honestly, the Spectre run and gun is just godlike, and at close quarters, you can't really battle that even with the Phantom. It's really, really hard. And yeah, that is going to mean that the 10th round is going to be coming into play for the side of Enigma Gaming, and it's looking like Sasquatch is getting a little hot under the collars, and they have to put up, or at least pull out a Hail Mary somehow. Otherwise, they're just going to be going down in the last few, or the last 3 rounds for that matter. This is going to be going clean to the hands of Enigma Gaming.
Absolutely. I mean, Enigma Gaming have just, completely stomped all over the Sus Squad after that B Gardens push. You can see they were pissed off after what was happening time and time again. They wanted to send a message, and they did. But Cringy, I mean, he has the perseverance of goddamn Mother Teresa. This man is breaking the wall and then gets his face broken by Ross, who has that vandalizer ready. Is a little bit exposed, but I don't think they're gonna expect 2 players playing towards this position. Hiccup play with fire though. That heal was super risky to give.
Yeah.
Almost got spotted out by Darixon, and he's gonna take him out. His body going inside the teleporter. And Enigma, well, I think this round is done and dusted. There's not much that the side of Sasquatch can do. It's a 2v5 situation. Sure, Easy is pushed up far, and he's gonna paranoia in.
What?
Omen outplays. Easy, just going for the highlight reel. Was hoping to upgrade to a Phantom,
One
but
enemy
only finds
remaining.
Spectre. Spike's also gonna be
Spike
dropped,
down
and that's
A.
it. Round over.
It's just like, Floki, like every round is just like one insane play by one individual or the other. And I don't know what to make of this, but I'm so glad that I'm getting the catch to you because this is just beautiful. This is just poetry in motion, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was a sick, paranoia into teleport. It's a bit of an Omen classic, but yeah, unfortunately for Easy, that didn't end up in clutching the round. That it didn't even end up in him getting an extra kill. It was cool to look at, though. You can probably put it on your Instagram highlights. Get yourself some social media points. But apart from that, it really didn't do all that much. Unfortunately, it seems that it is gonna be a. Okay, it's not an eco. They're going all in. At least Cringy is, along with Zoid. They've bought themselves as much as they can. It's only going to be Kubrick's and AZ, on those sheriffs, trying to make, trying to save up for the next round if they do end up losing out on this one. So this is a Hail Mary play. I don't think it's going to result in much. There's very hard to try and push in against the Swiper to one shot, especially when there's that one-way poison orb along with that snake bite on the ground. Although, Cringy with his satchels and his judge, I don't know, man. He could do something, yeah. As he just says no, though.
Indeed, and that's just gonna mean that Kubrick. I'm sorry.
What?
The raise. Okay. Not really sure what Kubrick was trying to do. Okay, fine. He was trying to spam that wall to get that kill up there, but really? Are you sure, Darkson, this is the time for you to teabag? Really? Your teammates are dying out there. Come on, man. A little bit of sympathy. If you get unkilled, please, I'll be really proud of you. But no, raw fuel, taps and dashes. My God, that man is a legend. But yeah,
Match
that
point.
teabag, just hats off to you, man. Just like kudos, I guess. I feel like they've kind of low-key given up at this point because it's 5-12. And they're just going to be going for, you know, highlight reel clips right now and not like match-winning plays. 5-12, not a bad score. I mean, it is kind of a bad score. Who am I kidding? But I've seen people come back from it, and I keep telling about the match that happened yesterday. So I'm really still kind of hopeful that Sasquatch might make it back. You may see an overtime, but not that hopeful right now because Sasquatch, I feel like they're kind of tired. They're like on top of that, like reaction times, you can see that it's like genuinely lowered down.
Raw fuel. Oh, what? How did that last night miss? What? I am not sure what I just witnessed, but I don't think that last knife should have missed that coming in from raw fuel. Well, Bexy's gonna let you use the sneakers. It's gonna buy them some time. Heka has been spotted out though. He's gonna continue to play here. Gets one kill. He's gonna get the trade, but Heka, they're standing there like a pillar. So hard to move. He's gonna get flashed in, and there you go. He's gonna find that kill. Zoe playing a bit of a support trainer here. Batman has his iPad out, walks into the side, gets his head taken off by Zoe. And all of a sudden, Ezzy in a 1v3 situation. I mean, yeah, the comeback could be real, but the question is the comeback going to be real for 6 rounds in a row?
Yeah, indeed. That's a really tall order, Floki, and I don't think that they're up to the challenge because I don't really see the energy in them. Yeah, but yeah, just a little bit of segue here. If you guys are down on energy to the audience who's watching, pick up a can of Red Bull. Honestly, goes a long way. But look at this. They're memeing one. Oh, why?
Oh my God,
are
what is
they
Cubics
memeing?
doing?
They're literally memeing right now. I'm telling you, man, these guys are really tired. I'm pretty sure because I can see their reaction times are lowered a lot, and they're trying to keep up with it, and they're still having fun. That is what I'm loving about this. Because every time I'm seeing Quingy from somebody else's POV, he's flying every time with a judge.
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
Quite crazy. But Enigma, you know, they have stonks, they've got those dividends up and coming. You look at the money, it doesn't even look like they just lost a round. In fact, it looks like they've won 2-3 rounds in a row and they're building a bank. So yeah, no worries for them. An operator picked up for raw fuel. He's just looking to shut this one down, but okay. Darixon gets a kill with a bulldog through the wall and takes on the operator. That's a big investment gone down the drain here. Hika's gonna continue playing towards Garden. This time around, God Vexy has this might lull them into a false sense of security. Badman playing the lurk. See, he's currently flying towards him. His face and just fails to take out his weapon in time. Cringy even shoots some, bullets at his body, desecrating his corpse. But Hiccup, he's gonna be able to res raw fuel up. That's the operator back into play, but it's not in position. That's the issue. Until then, Ezzy, he's gonna be holding out by himself. Has 2 snake bites, can delay pushes. But it's going to be difficult. 3 players coming in from that Bart's area. And, oh no, he's been spotted. His death is not confirmed. That ult did not hit.
Yeah, now it's dead for sure.
Nope, nope, he's still alive. The heal comes through. Oh, the heal came through from Hika. No, not from Hika, but the Sky on the side of God, Bexy and raw fuel finds Zoe. That resurrection tool is beneficial. It's all down to Kubrick's and the Hunter's Fury. Can he connect? Nope, not really. He doesn't connect onto anyone. It's just gonna be down to Cringy. As you can see, he's gonna be able to get 1 kill at least, but the defuse is gonna come through. That's the end of that.
Defenders
Enigma,
win.
They take the W, they take the win. It's a 2-1 victory for them. It started off a little bit dicey, but in the end, Enigma, they managed to stabilize, they managed to come back. And you can see, Badman is not impressed. Everyone else is smiling, but Badman is not. He is not happy with the performance.
Indeed, but what do I say, man? This has been such a roller coaster of emotions because, like, in the first match, we saw Sasquatch just dominating. Second match, we saw Enigma getting their groove back. Third one was kind of like out there. I feel like Sasquatch really had what it took to, get the round or get the match for themselves. But I just think that they were lacking in the energy a little bit. I mean, the time has passed. I'm pretty sure they really want to head to bed. And really, I don't really blame them. But Enigma really stepped up. They really showed Sasquatch what they're actually made of. But I'm just going to give Sasquatch a huge kudos for what they have done, because whatever they've done is just pure wondrous. And honestly, let's look at that yet again, because the match highlights are ready. Let's jump right into it, and we'll show you exactly how amazingly these two teams have played. So Floki, please walk us right through it.
I mean, it was just the Enigma show since the start. I
Yeah.
mean, there were a couple of rounds that looked like Sus Squad were having fun and destroying Enigma, but apart from those rounds, when it really came down to it, they just faltered. The pressure was too
Yeah.
much. And it seems that Sus Squad, they still have ways to go before other teams take them seriously. If they continue doing stuff like this, I mean, this, triple shotty plus a Bucky push, the teams are not going to take them seriously. Sure, like, look at this. I mean, man, that's just so hard to look at. They just stepped into a meat grinder. It was a sea of red in the kill feed. But yeah, Enigma Gaming, they had a very solid defense. They had a very solid offense as well. Just playing the double controller setup to perfection. And yeah, that's really what enabled them to have such a strong start. And even though they gave up a couple of rounds here and there, they never really were in the back foot of this. They were never really in the back seat of this game at any point in time. They didn't have to claw and fight their way back. They were just always in control. And it seemed that, there was not much that this side of Sus Squad could do to try and make a dent in Enigma's plans.
Indeed. And honestly, I'm loving how Sus Squad have come out and emerged as a completely different team. And they're just doing so well with whatever they're doing. And yeah, Enigma Gaming, one of the top dogs over there. I really didn't think that Sus Squad was going to be able to do much, but boy, the performance that they showed was just so impressive, man. And I hope that Sus Squad is just going to keep practicing and coming back better, because I really, really expect great things from them. And I feel like very soon that they're going to be one of the top dogs themselves, because the way that they went in with those executions, yes, I agree with you. The teams are not going to be taking them that seriously. They're going to be playing with shorties and judges, yeah. But the way they were using those guns to their advantage, it is still a game of pure competitive gameplay at the same time. And it doesn't matter what guns you're using, and they know how to take advantage of the guns that they're using. So all in all, I think that Sus Squad, they're performing really well. They got to practice a little bit more here and there. But the reason why I feel like they're better on those close quarter maps is because of the way they push it together with close range guns. And the guns that they use have a lot of breathing room, and you can make a few mistakes here and there. You can control your spray really easily, because they mostly go for Spectres, judges, and yes, they use their Vandals and Phantoms, and they're really good with it. But all in all, it boils down to how they're playing close quarters. And Enigma Gaming, no shade on them, they're really good close quarters too. But Sus Squad, they're just a little out there with their gameplay, and that's honestly why. Yeah, that's honestly why I feel like Enigma is always going to win it out.
I agree. It's a bit too bizarre. It's a white elephant. Nobody wants a white elephant. It's just way too out there. And Sus Squad, I mean, while it works for them in certain scenarios, in other cases, they really have some brushing up to do. They did take one map off of Enigma. This does mean they get themselves 1 point. But Enigma get 2, and they're going to continue cementing their lead here in this group. And you can see, I mean, some members of Enigma were not that happy. Batman didn't exactly have a smile on his face. He's a veteran. He's been around for donkey's years. And he knows that he is better than this along with his teammates. And he doesn't like that happening to him every single time. So, yeah, Enigma, I hope that for their sake they're able to continue to cement their lead and maintain that position. But for now, we're going to cut to a short break, and when we are back, we're going to be back with the analyst segment. Until then, you're watching LG Ultragear presents the Esports Club Gauntlet Season 2, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. Make sure you check the links in the description. Make sure you get yourself a Red Bull with the QR code, and we'll be back in just a bit.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, over on the analyst desk of the LG Ultragear TEC Gauntlet Season 2, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radiant. As we are back, and hey, these two are here with me as well after a short jog from the casters desk. And hey, it was an intense matchup, that's for sure. Like, it was,
Oh yeah.
like, it absolutely blew my mind. I didn't expect the squad to get the first initial map even, but they were able to pull it on back from absolutely out of nowhere. So let's head on over and down towards the map veto screen and see exactly what the score lines were. And sadly, Floki, it's like a stat series as well. It's a really good story because you kind of did say that map number 1 has a chance of going over towards the side of the squad, but it wasn't really that 14 and 12 affair that you were thinking about. But at the same time, hey, it was a sus squad win. So you're going to be winning out as the better analyst for today. And Quain, go and make sad Quain posts.
Oh, hold up. Wait, just for context, I was the one who said it too. Are you kidding? You
Oh,
remember?
you said 2-0 at the end.
I said 2-0 at the end, and then I was like, okay, if it is gonna go to a 2-1, it's probably gonna be Sus Squad picking up the map of payment, and that's what they did. And they did it with a lot of finesse. They did it in a way that I did not expect them to do. Because Kubrick's, the way he was spray transferring, the way that Zoid was just chopping heads, and the way that Cringy was just predicting and pulling up 200 IQ plays was just insane. And I really want to show the audience. So we're going to jump straight into the highlights off the first map to show you exactly how these guys were playing it out on the first map. But yes, Abrasive, this was something that was not expected from Sus Squad at all. And I'm so glad that I got to like watch this and cast this with Loki.
Oh
But
yeah.
at the same time, you need to give Floki the better analyst role for today. Because
No
he is
way.
the one. He called it. So Floki, take the mic,
Yeah.
my man. You deserve to call on that.
Thank you. I'll accept that. I'll be a humble analyst, In
Oh,
all
boy.
honesty, though, I mean, even though I said that it's gonna be 2-1, I didn't really believe in it. It was more of like, if it happens, this is what it's gonna be like. I didn't personally believe that, but then Sus Squad were like, okay, well, we'll show you. And yeah, they certainly showed me. It wasn't even overtime, like you mentioned. It was a 13-8 victory. And I think a big reason why they were just able to win was the players just went berserk a couple of times. I mean, they just won rounds that they had no business winning. I mean, look at this. It's a 3v4 situation. Cringy is going to find a kill. AZ is going to find another. And out of nowhere, this becomes a 3v2 situation. Now, Hika, sure, he's found himself so many kills, but he's so damn low. And Cringy, I mean, I don't even know what to say. I mean, it's impossible to play those situations like that. And again, I mean, this was the most hilarious part, right? Ah, boy, this little duel. Yeah.
You know what? You know what? The best part was.
Battles.
I swear, the best part was watching them both jump in tandem. I swear
yeah.
that was the funniest thing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that was absolutely hilarious. But it's just those sort of weird rounds that they played that Sus Squad were able to win. They just found these like very tiny openings and exploited them. Like, look at that collateral that Zoid got, right? It probably has no business getting that, but somehow the stars line up and they win that round. So yeah, I mean, it just seemed that Sus Squad really I don't know. I think they casted a spell for good fortune or something because, them winning those 13 rounds on Haven was a little unprecedented. I wasn't expecting them to be able to do so with the way they performed.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of that really did happen because Rakshot had all of his RGB lights just glowing around in the background as if he was having a party 24/7. That guy and his cabs, he was just constantly just vibing. He was chilling, but he was having fun, and that really did help the entire team just band together and come back even stronger. But looking at the scoreboard as well here, just look at this man. Rakshot, the guy who was vibing the most, had 22 kills on his side, so an absolute incredible player indeed. And Rafiel, he has that 17 on towards the side for Enigma. Yes, they had a little bit more of a rough going here and there, but I believe that they kind of did fix everything up when you consider map number 2. Let's head on down over to the map video screen one more time and see the scoreline for the map of Breeze, because Wayne, I feel as though Breeze, we kind of did expect that to happen. We know for a fact that this is what I'm really weak on this map in particular. So 13-5, as we do head on down over onto the series highlights for map number 2, like, I think the story can literally be said that we knew for a fact that Enigma was going to win. There was no chance that Sus Squad was going to take this.
Honestly, so like here's the thing. I kind of wasn't sure as to what the playstyle of Sus Squad was. It was something new and something fresh, and I was liking it in the first match. But I realized on the second map that they're better with close quarters combat. And I have said that like a million times. I feel like a broken record right now, but I still stand by what I said, because when you give them a fight very close to each other and they will not fail to utilize smokes to their fullest advantage and just find pixel peaks and just manage to exploit them. That's exactly what they were doing in the first map. And I feel like if Enigma by chance were to pick the map of Bind for the second map, I feel like Sasquatch might have won that out because I feel like they were kind of drained for the third match. But that's the thing, you can't really go through in the entire game of Valorant with just close quarters combat because there are going to be maps like Breeze. There are going to be maps like Ascent where you need more of a long range skill. But I feel like that's what Sasquatch has to work on. And once they get that up and running, they're going to be one of the best teams ever. Because look at this. This is where they were failing to cooperate, like, understand what Enigma Gaming was doing. They were going in for the same peaks. They were going in for the same holes. Zoid was always holding the double doors, and the entirety of Enigma was just going for a split push on A side all the time. They were being able to go in with crossfires, get the kills, get the sight down, and all they had to do was hold. And long reach fights, you can't really beat Enigma, and it's basically it basically boils down to just that. That's why Enigma honestly didn't give Sasquatch any room to breathe, and that's why they get the win, and a well-deserved win, might I add.
Yeah, Enigma, they're a team that are well known for it, and Batman being on the very top of it all. Like, come on. Were we really surprised? This is his map, this is his home ground, and the amount of plays that he has done with that Cypher. He kind of changed my tune. I thought that Sentinels in general were kind of useless on this map in particular, but after I watched Batman, like literal chef's kiss level of performance coming on down from him. His tripwires, his cages, his cameras, getting so much information, setting his teammate up for success over and over again. Just goes to show that if you're very creative with your Sentinels, you can actually make a lot of plays happen. And Batman, he was going to be the MVP for that one. But at the same time, let's head on down over onto the map veto screen one more time to see what the last map was like as well here. And Floki, I want your thoughts because map of Bind in my eyes was very confusing. I thought that Sasquatch was going to take it, and then he just started dropping like flies all of a sudden.
Yeah, before we jump into Bind though, just real quick, Batman playing Cypher on Breeze is actually what prompted me to play Cypher on Breeze. So every single time now I queue onto Breeze, I just insta-lock Cypher. And somehow, just after watching the way that man plays, I've been able to just, incorporate a few tripwires here and there. And I automatically start, getting so many kills. It's insane. Like that man's setups are really, really good. Clearly, that guy knows what he's doing on a map like Breeze. But yeah, back to the topic at hand, Bind. Bind was a bit of a weird one because it seemed that towards the start, Sasquatch were going to put up a fight. But then Enigma started to respect Sasquatch in a way. They started not to take them for granted. They were like, okay, you know what? These guys, they know what they're doing. Let's respect them. Let's give them the respect that we give a GE or a Velocity or a Force One. Let's give them that treatment. And the moment they did, it seemed like Sasquatch just faltered. They were just like, okay, guys, what do we do? These guys are not taking the same risks. These guys are not playing as freely as they once were, and now we just seem to be out of options. And you can see that there were a lot of times where they just straight up decided that they're going to push hookah or they're going to push bots, and they just straight up committed to it and ended up walking into meat grinders like this one. So, yeah, I mean, when you put yourself in that spot as Sasquatch, where you tell yourself, you know what, we're just going to push this site, doesn't matter what happens. You are going to find yourself in those awkward situations where you're not going to be able to clear every single angle. There's going to be miscommunication. You're going to get peeked from multiple places. And it's pretty much going to be all over the place. And even though the side of Sasquatch, they won this, one awkward round and then the second one to follow through. After this, they just sort of let their foot off the gas pedal. It never seemed like they knew what Enigma were up to. And even though they won this round, it came at a big cost because they lost 3 of their players. In the end, AZ was able to find the kill, but still, Enigma, they won a couple of rounds that they had no business winning, like this one. And I think that's what really brought them back.
Yeah, that kind of, I don't know, it felt like the side of the squad didn't really do a lot of their homework whenever it came down to this map in particular, because you do need to consider something. How do you actually counteract Enigma? What is the main thing that they're really good at whenever they're playing any specific map? They're the best team in this entire region if you allow them to have control over the map. But as soon as you take away that control, there's absolutely nothing that they can do. And it felt as though Sasquatch, they gave way too much control away towards the side of Enigma. Enigma, they were just spreading themselves all across the map, and they're literally like cockroaches rolling around everywhere. If you kill one cockroach, like another one just pops out of absolutely nowhere to annoy you. Yeah, Sasquatch, they didn't even know what hit you.
It's like a Hydra cockroach, like just to add on to what you're saying, it's like, yeah, I mean, you kill them one place on the map, doesn't matter, they're already elsewhere. You got to check your flank, you got to check your backs. These guys are just always on the move. And sure, there were moments where, there was a little bit of frustration. There were moments where Cringy just flew in their face with a judge and reminded them who's boss. That's Static Sort. But in the end, gimmicks are only going to get you this far. I mean, sure, you're going to win a couple of rounds here and there, but you're not going to win the game on the back of that judge.
I completely agree with you there. But at the same time, talking about cockroaches, Morphew's going to be the biggest one out of the ball. 28, 418 ACS. He was an absolute dominant force, just running through the entire server and tearing them all down piece by piece. And hey, talking about the side of Sus Squad, they actually performed pretty admirably, I would say, because considering what happened in map number 1, I think that they performed really well. They have the potential of being a really good team, but I think they really do need to work on their stamina. Just as Quinn said previously, you can't always rely on these close quarter maps. Sometimes you need to give the best of your abilities on the other maps as well if you really want to have a chance to try and take down these top caliber teams. At the same time, they perform really well and they can pat themselves on the back, go back to the drawing board, and then go in for proper setups next time around. But for now, let's head on down over towards the group standings to see how the teams have moved up and down. And Sus Squad, I believe that they're consistently able to always get 1 point on the board no matter which team they face. So in a way, it's kind of that silver lining that, hey, they're slowly moving up, and just as you say that they're out of the red, they're now in the 6th position. And Quinn, give me your thoughts on the group standings here.
Hey, you're absolutely right. I have no idea. They've just got like 1 win and 3 losses, but 3 points. 3 points, 3 matches, and 3 like 1 round, 1 map win at least. That's not gonna lie, that's not the worst that we've seen, and they definitely don't deserve to be in that red line area because they really have the potential. And honestly, like we've said before, right? That's what the Gauntlet is all about, and I can see the improvement. Last season they came in as Tempest, and they weren't the best. I didn't see a lot of mind-blowing plays. I didn't see a lot of coordination, but right now they're just fire, and I feel like a little bit more practice will go a long way. And the only thing that I saw lacking in them was a little bit on the sync with which they were taking the sides. Because I saw a lot of these times that they were just like taking individual fights. Zoid was just relying on his aim, which is fine. But you can't really just completely rely on your aim when you're facing down the barrels of 4 hungry players from Enigma. And at least, okay, you know what? I'm happy that my Kirstian last and Enigma Gaming is still on a streak. I know this is not me cursing them, but still, I love the fact that Enigma is way up there with 4 wins, 0 losses, and titles like Velocity Gaming have at least a singular loss. So Enigma Gaming is on a really good roll right now, and they're having the times of their lives. And let's see how long that is going to be lasting them. And as for the other teams, those guys are just going to keep getting better, and I just can't wait for the rest of the season to roll in.
And that is for sure. The side of Enigma, they're performing admirably, and they're just able to be the new kings probably off the side of Group A. Withdrawing Velocity, that's going to be a really difficult task. And hopefully when they do have their rematch, we're going to be in for something spicy as well. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, that's all that we have for you for today with the TEC Gauntlet. But hey, don't go anywhere just yet because we have a couple of things that you need to check out down in the description below. All of the deals set up from our sponsors with a lot of good parts. On down the line though, as you are also down there, make sure to hit the like, hit the subscribe, and also hit the bell to get notified as soon as we do go live with our future streams, and also follow our socials to get posted on whenever the matches are going to be held so that you don't miss out on a single bit of action. And hey, a lot of the clips that you saw here, all of the funny moments, all of the jumping plays that the side of Fuel and Direction were trying to pull off, all of them are going to be down on our socials, so make sure to follow there as well. But for now, it's going to be your boy Aggressive, joined by Floki and Dwayne, signing on off. And we'll be back with you real soon tomorrow with the LG Ultragear TEC Gauntlet Season 2, powered by W Black and AMD Ryzen Radio. We'll catch you soon enough.